2023 wasn't a good year for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm trying to make 2024 a better one for myself. Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including keto options, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip that overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door, and they're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Head to factormeals.com/C350 and use the promo code C350 to get 50% off. That's code C350 at factormeals.com/C350 to get 50% off.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/fan and use code FAN. That's code FAN at prizepicks.com/fan. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Take a seat on the couch, Panther fans. Go ahead, put your feet up, lay down, because the professor is your therapist today. And I'm going to need therapy. It's a therapist calling a therapist session as the Carolina Panthers fall 25-3 against what was a 1-5 Giants team, where the Carolina Panthers defense had to play both the Panthers offense and the New York Giants offense. I am a therapist who is now on the couch asking my therapist, Cody Lashney, what do I do?
What do you do when your Panthers are the worst team in football? We're the worst team in football, you guys. This is absolutely, we are. Shut up.
Yeah,
we're the worst team in football, man. I don't trust this team to beat the Dolphins. I don't want to see what the Falcons are going to do to us. I wouldn't trust this team to beat the Jaguars. Dude, whoever you want to put blame on today, what we do know is this: Matt Rule has no idea what he's doing. Neither does Joe Brady. Phil Snow has completely flipped the script on what made him successful, and Sam Darnold is nowhere near being a franchise quarterback, Tony Dunn. And that's just a sad reality. But look,
franchise quarterback. How about a quarterback that can make it through 4 quarters?
Yeah, not even that. Hey,
let's not go that far.
Pick your superlatives, man, because right now, any bad thing that you can say about Sam Darnold sticks like a spaghetti noodle to a refrigerator, okay? Dude did not have a good football game. But, Tony, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have this therapy session with the most lit Panther fans in all of YouTube. You already know them and love them. It's ATX19, Blake Bettis, Brad Dura, The Real Zero Chill, Dexter Henderson, G Baby is in the house, Lynn Leonhardt, Panther Rules, Pipe Slinger, Sarah Taylor, Underground West, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
Is CK around? Is he here in voice? And not,
I'm here.
You're not hearing camera. I was gonna say, as Cody said, that What, like whoever you want to blame? My question is, who isn't to blame?
Well, I'm here
I
just
mean-
because there was a murder,
Oh,
and I hear that there's going to be some cutting, probably. So I feel like this
You're
is
at
the
the
best
right
place for me
place.
to be.
Yeah,
I
you're at the
wasn't
right
even
place,
ready for
dude.
that, dude. I wasn't even ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
dude.
is just this is a scene of a massacre, and listen, there's a lot of dead people in the water here. I think right now we just need to just continue to kind of trim the fat, I guess, at this point, and look forward to the draft. You were talking about in that pregame thing that if we win this, if we lose this one, we are talking about the draft regardless, because this is a winnable game against second stringers. This was a problem,
Terrible.
and now we're here. So
Terrible.
What
David
we're
Tepper has
actually,
to
I think
go
what we're
with
getting to is that everyone's to blame. And the one thing that is made me a little bit nervous about this quality of loss, Cody, is like CK said, is like, let's get ready for the draft. I said we had to win 2 out of 3. This, whatever, like of the next 3 games, it doesn't matter. But losing to the Giants, it does feel apropos in a way, is like of what we are. It's like kind of defining of what this is. I don't know what that noise is. I heard some anyway. But my point that I was trying to get to is ultimately that I want to say look forward to the draft. I want to I don't want to, right? That would be the easy thing to do. Right now, today's loss was so bad. I don't know if, like, I feel like even the coach, like all the coaches are on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just look to the draft. That would imply that your team, like, that your coaching staff was good. And right now, we were shell shocked. And I don't know if it was Joe Brady. I don't know if it was Matt. Like, who everybody is at whatever. They need accountability. Every single person. Maybe not the defense. I actually give the defense credit for putting up but it's not like they were playing a balling ass fucking team either.
Dude, no one gets
Everybody's bad.
The coaches are fucking mismanaging this football team. They've been doing it since the start of the season. This offensive line has been the worst offensive line in football and continues to be so. Brady Christensen had a bunch of rookie mistakes at left tackle today.
Rookie,
probably
he was just terrible.
It
wasn't rookie mistake. He was just bad.
It was the first time he was starting at left tackle.
I don't care if it was just start. It looked like the first time he played football, homie.
It doesn't matter.
It looked like the first. He had terrible. A rookie defensive end just eating his ass.
Phil Snow is fucking terrible.
Shut up.
Away from every single fucking thing that has made him successful, Tony Dunn. This defense.
How is the defense accountable? There is nothing.
Coaching staff and this entire football team are terrible. Even when Sam does make a good
ridiculous
pass,
that you're even calling the defense out, homie.
I'm calling the defense out as well.
The receivers
can't
catch the football, and Sam Darnold is busy throwing to his receivers, guardian angels, than he is the actual football team, dude. He's throwing right into double coverage, throwing dumb interceptions.
Right, before here, hold your thought. Hold your thoughts, CK. Let me just give the shout outs to the peoples. First of all, you're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. After every game we get up here, we chop it up with you, the best fans on the internet, the people that love their team no matter what happens, even if this happens. Mad shout out to Navash. Holy cow. $50 donation. Thank you so much. We never asked for it, but we always appreciate it. I stole that line from my co-host. I love it. I mean, it really sums up exactly my mind, like the attitude of this is. We're on, imagine this show as us in the car on the way home from the game, and it was a tough fucking game, folks. Smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the podcast. We're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher. Look, help us grow and help Panther Nation grow. And just tell one person about the show. Give a lifeline to somebody, a share, one like, one share, one subscribe. Helps so much to us trying to build this fan base, which is going to need to lock arms at this moment. but now CK. And there was one other love bomb too. Nova.
Wait, but hold
I'll
on,
let
but
you
hold on,
shout
hold
out.
on,
You
hold
shout
on.
out Nova Black. There was one other. It was way
we'll
earlier.
do 'em all,
Corey
but we gotta-
Bromery.
We'll get them all. We got to read them. Nirvana says 50 says something is dreadfully wrong with this football team. There's no passion, no energy, no nothing. I think Rule is not getting through to the players and it's showing on the football field. Something needs to change, and only Tepper can change it. And look, another point that I want to make on today's show is we all need to be heaping a ton of the blame on David Tepper, because David Tepper is the man who 2 years in a row, after he cut the best quarterback in the history of the Carolina Panthers, then decided to go shopping at the fucking bargain bin instead of drafting a quarterback like a rebuilding team is supposed to do, which is what you're supposed to do. Put a young quarterback on a rookie contract. But now we're trading for corners and doing all this other shit. We don't even have a draft this next year to fix all of our fucking problems. And it's all because David Tepper wanted to fucking speed this whole thing along. Terrible, man. Nova Black, thank you for the $20. Either Cody is right or we're tanking. And Tony, did I not say that this season was boom or bust? And what's it doing right now? It started on boom, and now we're fucking busting, man. This is terrible.
Today was I'm really sad about the direction the team's going in, because I thought we were a middle of the road team, kind of a 7 and 9, 7 and whatever it is now. I've got to learn my numbers. So it'd be 7 and 10 or 9 and 8, right? I thought we were going to just try to incrementally step up. It's not happening this way. Also, I want to shout out Corey Bromery. So are we ready to say this? Tep making a coaching decision on Monday. Just watch, a certain OC is going to be demoted. Thank you very much for your contribution to the show. Always appreciated. We never asked for it, but we do appreciate it. The number is 252-228-5098. That is 252-228-5098. Jump on the cat calls. Call us up. We're in the car. We're riding home from the game, and it's a long ride from East Rutherford, New Jersey, back home for us Carolina Panther fans, where our starting quarterback, Sam Darnold, who we traded 3 picks for this past offseason, was benched in the third quarter. Nothing went right. I am Cody, not Cody. I'm turning the mic to CK. You had something to say, and I don't think that this defense. Oh, this was what we were talking about. The defense. Like, man, like, come on. What else you want them to do?
Well, the
Injured
problem
as
is
a motherfucker. They ain't got nobody in the secondary. They got Dante Jackson, and that's it.
What do you mean
and
they
these
did
guys,
nobody?
it was
They have
5-3 at the halftime.
What do you mean they have nobody in the secondary? They have Dante Jackson. They had CJ Henderson, AJ Boye. They have Jeremy Chin. They have Jermaine Carr. I mean, they have majority. The only people we're really missing that are
And what
impact
they
players
do
is Shaq
wrong.
Thompson. And here's the problem. What did they do that was like, hey, listen, we're facing literal backups, and we're going to make this hard for Daniel Jones to get the ball out. Like, the reality is we were getting some pressure, but we weren't sacking the quarterback. How many sacks did we have today against an offensive line that has been compared to ours as bad as it is?
Missing a bunch of their starters, too. One of PFF's worst ranked offensive line. And the Panthers could not accommodate for Daniel Jones running the football. I said this to CK before the show. It's actually kind of funny because the Giants offense is doing exactly what the Panthers offense should be doing. If Sam Darnold can't throw the football, why aren't you running him more? I mean, give me a break, dude. And then Sam continues to be so inaccurate on third downs, man. Dude,
here's the thing. Like, nobody is taking away the blame from the offense whatsoever. The offense is a main priority, like is a main issue that we have with this. But you cannot give a break to this defense. Like, you can't. Like, we were going against a really bad offense without their star running back, without any of their starting wide receivers, and hobbled Evan Ingram. I mean, at this point in time, you've got to take into account, hey, listen, there has been times, yes, over the past week or 3-4 weeks now, that the defense has done everything they possibly can do, and the offense has done nothing.
But this is still their job. At the very end of the game, they've had an opportunity on multiple occasions to stop the other team from pushing down the field and doing their job, and they haven't done it. I think you have to put the blame.
Stop. We didn't allow a touchdown until the third quarter. Oh, no, we did allow one in the second quarter. Where'd they get 12? Who got that one? Pettis. Oh, the Pettis touchdown.
But
that probably came off an interception.
But listen, you got to keep in mind too. They went for that goal line stance. This should have been a bigger loss than it was. But also, Tony, tell me this: if they had their starters, do you think this defense would be able to really do anything better? Do you think they would have actually done as
would
good
it be fair to ask them to do? No, not better, but I don't think it would have been any. I don't think the game would have been different. Like, how about this? Is we wouldn't have scored more points on offense. That's for sure. We scored 3 points on offense, dude.
You're 100% right.
And here's the thing: I don't want to say that. Like, I don't want to go. I'm not giving the defense a pat on the back, right? Like an attaboy type thing. But like, let's be serious here. Is that defense held a team to 5 points in the first half. Oh, wait a second. They didn't hold a team to 5 points in the first half. They held them to 3 points.
Oh,
offense gave them 2 points. That's my point here is this. Is like there's no defense. There's no defense, but I really, in the pecking order of arguments of where this team is faltering, is the defense and Phil Snow have to be on the back end of that discussion. Agreed. And I am talking about to the point of like they should be in that like in a different area code of criticism. Listen, now that doesn't mean the team is good. It doesn't mean not good. There's no passes given. There's a lot of opportunities that they could have done something to help us.
The defense has been average, if not below average, with the competition that it's faced over the past 3 weeks.
Dude, can we just address, please?
Look already. This is
can we please address what's on the fucking screen right now, dude? Literally 7 minutes ago, Joe Person, league and team sources expect the Panthers to be involved in the Deshaun Watson trade talks. And what I'm here to tell you is that you are seeing David Tepper's character through his actions. This man is throwing a fucking temper tantrum because he wants to win right now. He doesn't care about actions.
Not right now. He
is so fucking bad. He is willing to trade away. And by the way, it is what it is. If we trade for Deshaun, that's going to be our quarterback. But I'm here to tell you that David Tepper is willing to trade away whatever necessary in order to win right fucking now.
And that's a problem.
Right now, I don't even think it's right now. I think it's about not being embarrassed to that point. And I don't think it's like a win right now. What I'm saying is that it's not like Deshaun Watson would fix this. Deshaun Watson would not have fixed today. He definitely would have made it so we could have won.
We would have won.
No, we could have won. Don't say we would have. We could, man. Every man, like he can't overcome, that offensive line. That coaching
you cannot fucking tell me that if we didn't have a quarterback in the NFL, that you wouldn't be able to make all the routine throws that Sam Darnold can't ever make. What are we talking about?
Cody, let's talk about what Patrick Mahomes is dealing with this year.
5,000 yards behind the even worse Texans.
That's a really bad take because right now the Patrick Mahomes isn't winning the games with his squad, right? And yes, he got injured in the fourth quarter, but he is dealing with a similar situation, an offensive line that can't protect him.
Sam Darnold was benched.
Hold on. Let me try to finish this statement. And what I'm trying to express is you cannot say that Deshaun Watson is going to come here when we have our top 3 issues, right? Number one in my book, and I think a lot of people's book, is going to be Joe Brady in this offense. The offensive game plan that seems like it's coming out of Madden, just doing a coach's suggestion on every single play. Like that's what it feels like. And then number 2, an offensive line that is absolutely garbage. Those are our top 2 issues right now. You cannot overcome that as a quarterback. You can't.
Sure. But okay, the only thing I was trying to
All right,
say
here, Cody.
is that,
I want
wait,
no,
can I
don't
just say,
let
hold on,
Cody. No, I'm not letting
I just
Cody try
wanted to
to
say
dick
one
dogs
thing.
DK on this. No, like Cody will get up here and he'll be like, no,
Dude,
go
all I'm
crazy on it.
fucking saying
I'm
is
telling
Sam
you, homie,
Darnold
don't think those are
would
gay.
not
This is
have,
what I'm saying.
is
Fuck.
one of the worst quarterbacks in the fucking NFL, dude. No,
I
I'm
don't
going to
give a fuck
respond.
how bad he
Sam
is, dude.
Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater would have been better today. How about
my
that?
God. Now,
Teddy
you know what?
fucking
You might as well
Bridgewater
let the
would
four-man
have
crew
been
just
better
dick on your
today.
head now that you just said that.
Say
You
anything
have
to
to.
defend him. When was Teddy Bridgewater benched? Sam Darnold was benched. When did Teddy Bridgewater ever get benched?
All of our
Neither of
games-
them are the answer. All I was saying
Bro,
is that
you're not
Deshaun
listening. You're just
Watson would
talking.
be better than Sam Darnold. But it doesn't
You're
change the fact that
talking,
David
not
Tepper's
listening,
gonna win
homie.
everything for fucking Deshaun. Whatever, I'm done.
You want us to give
Deshaun
away
Watson would
right
not
now.
have.
I didn't say
We
that's what I
may have
wanted. I
one.
said that's what our owner is doing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And I think I agree with a certain point that you have where David Tepper has to be held accountable because he is too reactive. This entire coaching staff is too reactive. You know, all of that.
I agree with that.
You
Didn't
know?
I say that last week? That they were
Yeah.
reactionary? All right, here. Look, this is where I want you to stop blowing your lid, Cody. Is that you bring Deshaun Watson in here and he would have played this game on 2 weeks' notice, we may have won it. You're right. We may have won it by 2 points, but our team would still suck. That doesn't change the systematic inadequacies, right? Like it doesn't change that.
Did
the
I say that it
team
would?
suck. Yeah, well, no, you act like it's a big fucking difference.
We
No,
would have
you know what
beaten
it
the
is? It's a
fucking
big.
Giants. We would have beaten the Giants. Yeah, forgive me for thinking that a top 5 quarterback would have helped us win this game. I'm not saying he's taking us
And
to
would
the
that
Super Bowl.
really matter?
I'm saying he's better than
Honestly,
Sam Darnold.
with beating the Giants, you know what? Losing to the Giants may be good for us. It may give us some insight into who this team truly is, rather than continuing to put lipstick on a pig. So yes, I am taking it opposite, and I'm not backing down. No matter how come back, you come back. You can keep coming back, man. Fuck
Whatever,
that.
and
Bring
I'll still
Deshaun
be
Watson
right.
over here, and yes, would I be more happy? No, I don't actually. I don't think bringing Deshaun Watson in is a good idea. I don't know. I need more information about the dick on the face stuff and all of that. Like, because if they don't punish him, that's going to be the craziest story I've ever heard in the NFL. They punish people for all kinds of shit.
But what does it tell you that David
Look
Tepper
at
doesn't
this.
care?
You see, baby. You see, baby.
I
Oh,
don't
this is
give a
awesome. Nope.
fuck.
We're making
stand
you the puncher back.
this
But let me finish my point.
stands
Let me
behind
finish
the
my
shit
point.
that I'm saying. What does
You
that tell
won't
you
let me
about
finish.
David Tepper?
My point ultimately is that putting Deshaun Watson on this team right now would not save it. It wouldn't be enough. It alone would not be enough. There are too many problems and there are too many questions. Number one, this offensive line and y'all with the Brady Christensen is terrible. He sucks. He
Oh,
sucks.
shut. You're gonna put that on Brady Christensen
He sucks.
more than fucking Sam
Everybody,
Darnold.
do you guys remember?
Maybe he should have played a
CK,
fucking
how many
6
times
months
did I on this show have to listen to people tell me Joe Brady was the next motherfucking godsend to offense?
Oh, we had
He
an entire
sucks.
yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah, we have
And now I'm
discussion
even
about it,
starting to say Matt Rule sucks.
I'm
He
right
can
there
go-
with you.
he
I
can
am.
go to LSU.
Listen, here's
Like,
the
I don't
difference.
know who doesn't suck. And you know what? I invite Matt Rule, Joe Brady, Brady Christensen, anybody to come on this show, and I will tell you right now, you suck until you prove me otherwise.
Right. Well, the reason I'll say this about Matt Rule, like, let's be real about something. I don't feel like he has the same, and he wants everybody to have urgency. Well, I don't feel like I have that same, like, he wants everybody to come out here and play with urgency. But I can look at coaches around the league like Joe Judge or, Dan Campbell or whoever you want to point at. And they have literal urgency. They have aggression with their team. I just feel like I imagine in the halftime, like I would love to see a camera in halftime. I imagine Matt Rule in halftime being like, guys, we just got to be better. We got to be better. All right, let's go out there.
But guy, like, I'm trying to make a point here, and I feel like it's getting lost on everyone. We're jumping to different parts of the football team, and this person sucks, and Brady Christensen sucks, and Sam Darnold sucks. I'm trying to make the point.
Where's the news?
I'm trying to make the point that with all of the legal bullshit that we know that Deshaun Watson has going on. And by the way, like you all would say that I'm a Deshaun Watson fan. I am. Him and Cam Newton have given me two of the most fun seasons of football that I've ever had in my fucking life. I'd be lying to you if I had told you that I didn't want Deshaun, the player, on this football team. But the point that I was trying to make, if David Tepper is willing to say, okay, it's so bad, I'm going to go, and this is going to be the catalyst that makes me go get Deshaun Watson right now. Like, what? He knows nothing more today than he did yesterday. So what? It just took a terrible performance against the fucking Giants for you to figure out that you really wanted to be interested in Deshaun Watson? He's throwing a temper tantrum, y'all. David Tepper is revealing himself.
I don't think that Joe. Do you think Joe Person really got a text from David Tepper that said now we're interested in Watson?
True.
No.
He's a
no. If it's true, listen to this, Cody.
Listen,
if it's true, if the Panthers are shopping or interested in Deshaun Watson right now, it was true 2 weeks ago. It was just we need the catalyst to really make it so we're going to do it no matter what. Yeah, I'm telling you this. If it's true today, it was really true 6 days ago. Very simple. I have some concerns about Deshaun Watson with the expenditures it's going to cost us for someone who is not going to play a certain amount of games. And it's the uncertainty of those games. It is not for me that he would be, all right, so you say this is we traded for Stephon Gilmore and he's still not playing, or we traded for AJ Bouye and he missed 6 games. It is the uncertainty of the situation that gives me trepidation about Watson. Is it 6 games? Is it a year? Is he kicked out of the league? And I mean, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but we have no idea what is really going on in the story. It's a bizarre kind of punishment system for whatever it is. The number is 252-228-5098. There's nothing good. Well, I still think you've been too hard on the defense. I'd say you've been too hard on the defense on this. What about that Daniel Jones catch?
Dude, just incredible. Like the dude's got that is exactly the type of play that just illuminates how poor our play calling is. Like right. just reality of it.
I guess we would be remiss to not just refocus this conversation on the top news coming out of this, which was Sam Darnold benched in the third quarter. How much of this was a spark needing to be given to the team? How much was this Sam Darnold is having a bad game? And how much of this is Sam Darnold is really bad?
I think it's Sam Darnold is really bad at this point. Like me personally, like I've been a more on the he might be a manageable QB that's going to at least not lose us games. I see a guy
you can't even say that now, can you?
I see a guy who's completely indecisive. Like every single time he gets the ball and he's dropping back, I feel like he doesn't. You watch other quarterbacks that just throw the ball, like they know where they're going with the ball. Sam Darnold holds onto the ball at least 3 times as long as I saw Daniel Jones holding onto the ball today. But again, the coaches aren't doing them any favors by providing him any type of bootleg options or anything like that. And listen, it was just bad decisions and bad throws from all the quarterbacks. I don't even care. Anybody wants to talk about PJ Walker, he came in and he laid a dud too. He had at least 3 possible interceptions that were about to be thrown. that didn't get caught by the opposite team. So we don't have a quarterback on our team that's a good quarterback right now, and I think that's why.
Can you name me one player that played well today?
Brian Burns.
You know what? He made some big run stops early in the game.
Zane Gonzalez, he put out only points on the board.
Can we talk about how bad this punter was? This punter was absolutely garbage.
Bad, dude. He is bad. All right, so the best we got. Dude. What's the best? Give me something good, Cody. Something good.
What? I'm not gonna lie to you. How's it gonna get better?
That's my point. It's not gonna get better. But is there anything? Was there one person that made a good play today? Even, you know what? I knew it was all effed up when I had to take my kids all over the place. My wife went out of town. I ain't gonna argue about some stuff here on the internet. But anyway, so we got all this stuff. We went to church today. I took my kids to choir. I'm just orbiting the planet. I'm watching the mess at the ball. I got these places that I stop right beside their joints. I'm listening to on the radio. I'm in the car taking my kid when the coin flip goes, and my man picked heads. And right away, I was like, "Who the hell picks heads?" And then I was like, and he lost. We lost the coin flip, dude. We can't even win the coin flip. We can't win anything.
No, we couldn't. We couldn't. And somebody. The Dante was all right today. I don't think Dante. He had a couple of tackles, but he had a couple of big time misses, and he had a couple of times where he couldn't even guard their third wide receiver on the team. And the guy was getting wide open on him. I think everybody, for the most part, it was across the board. Dante Jackson, our entire secondary wasn't fantastic today. They weren't airing the ball out. Don't get me wrong.
They weren't getting beat up though. They weren't getting just smoked. They weren't. It really was our offense might as well not have even walked on the field.
But they shouldn't have been beat at all. The defense. The defense, listen, they have literally no one on offense, and our defense was still getting beat.
You know what I don't like about that though, CK, is that Pettis has actually been okay, not okay, but he's like an NFL player. It's easier. We saw what Cam Newton did with receivers that aren't fantastic. You can't win consistently with an offensive group of people who are just okay dudes. But it's not like John. It's not like these guys aren't NFL players.
Right.
If you throw the ball to them in space, you would think they would catch it. They didn't do anything spectacular.
No one is disputing that the Panthers are losing because of their god awful offense, and it's everyone on offense. It's our play calling. It's our offensive line. It's our receivers dropping passes. It's our quarterback being an adult. Just he's not even a leader, man. And I have to be consistent because we all got here and rode Teddy Bridgewater's ass for not being a leader, and he wasn't a leader. But fucking Sam Darnold isn't either, dude. Yeah. We're continuing to kick this can down the road, bro. That's what happens, man. When you fail to realize that you're a rebuilding team and you don't rebuild the football team the correct way, this is what you get, man. So, yeah, I don't care if there was one player that played good. I don't feel like complimenting this football team today, man. No one's earned it. I don't care who we thought played good. This team, it had an embarrassing loss. This is a bust season, man. I don't know what fixed this. What fixes this? Because your only option to replace Sam now is either draft a quarterback, and now we're tanking again because you need a top 10 pick for one of those, or you're trading for one, which I guarantee you David Tepper doesn't give a damn what he has to give up. He'll make sure
the answer is neither. We're doing neither.
To choose from in the next 3 years.
We're trading up. We're trading down for 5 picks. We're going to draft 5 offensive linemen. The number is 252-228-5098. Folks, there are a bunch of people watching right now. 184 people watching. There's some people that are mad on Facebook. But what I need each and every one of you that are watching this show right now is to help us. It's like a virtual pat on the back by giving us a thumbs up. This show a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up to Panther Nation. If you're watching and you're on Twitter, share the show. That little share link, just go ahead and share it. Just say, hey, I'm hanging out with these sad fools, and you should come hang out with us on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. And if you folks don't like this, if you don't subscribe to this, and you don't give us a thumbs up, we still love you. But my man CK will shame you.
Subscriber shame.
Well done. Well done. CK is made for the stage. I tell you that. The number is 252-228-5098. Cody, make one final ridiculous statement. Not ridiculous statement, but angry. He's like the angry man on the porch. I love it. And if you actually, I've hung out with Cody on his porch. We got to go. We all need to be on his porch right now. We'd be all angry and mad on the porch about this game. Give me
I get
something
passionate
else
about
be,
this football team.
Yeah. Give
and
me
I
something
get mad,
else to
you know
be
what?
angry about.
I'll get on here and show out on a post-game show, but I get mad that I don't see that same fight in our football team. I don't see it in our coaches. Literally everything that Matt Rule says, you have to assume it is exactly the opposite. Today, and CK can vouch for this, I played the press conference for him. He doubles down that Sam Darnold, that's our guy going forward. That's going to be our quarterback. You know, we brought
What
in
else
PJ.
is he supposed to
We
say?
brought in PJ. We wanted to spark the offense. You know what you're supposed to say? Especially after the fact that just mere minutes later, now it's literally all over the internet that the Panthers are involved in the Deshaun Watson talks now. So then say, hey, we're going to evaluate all of our options going forward and do what's the best thing for the Carolina Panthers. That may involve Sam Darnold. That may involve PJ Walker. It may not. We'll see. We'll do what's best for this football team. But again, man, I think we were talking about Joe Brady going to LSU. It might need to be the head coach, bro. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just emotional.
Are any of you trying to come back and give me like maybe I was a little premature in saying Joe Brady was the next gospel person? Not me. I sure didn't say it. But y'all, like, people ordained Joe Brady as a genius. And come on, man. It ain't been genius. It ain't even been smart. It's just been pedestrian, homie.
I agree. Everything.
Come on, Cody. We're waiting.
What do you want? I already gave it to you.
No,
man.
I'm trying to pull them up. I need you to string it out for one more second.
But then say string it out for 1 more second. This is me stringing it out like David Tepper stringing out our quarterback situation, moving it down the road, buying time, killing time, wasting prime years of good players that we're going to have to pay really soon. Buying time, stringing it together. Buying time.
No, why?
Dumpster fire team.
Folders are all jacked up right now.
I did say it was going to be boom or bust. Did I not?
You did, but the problem is this is if we won the first three, right? And so like right now we're on a trajectory of again ending where we might get a 10 or 11th position in the draft or something like that. Listen, there's a lot of opportunity that we can turn things around. We're waiting for CMC. Hopefully he's able to come back after next week. And yes, we did not have Stephon Gilmore out there, so there is a piece to that we're missing. I mean, we definitely have pieces missing, but the problem that we have
isn't that awesome? A piece we're missing that we added 2 weeks ago, who we have never seen play for our team. Oh my goodness!
Hey, listen, somebody made the point. I don't know if you guys saw this. We might have talked about it. If I did, forgive me. Scott Fitterer adding a lot of young defensive players because what did Houston say they wanted?
I love that tweet. Tell us what. Actually, hold that thought. Yeah, hold that thought. Remember that because that was a fun tweet that sparked my imagination about the situation. The number's 252-228-5098. Subscribe to the C3 Panthers podcast. Be a part of the conversation. Do not let Cody off the hook. He's so mad right now. I ain't ever seen like he's even angry with me. Look, Cody's angry with me, and he don't get angry with me, even though I always talk shit to him. And I always beat him on the debates. Check the comments, Cody. 252-228-5098.
You need to check the comments, Tony.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like...
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Matt Rule, Joe Brady, Phil Snow. Done! They're fucking done, bro. I'm done. And same with Cody Wright needs to get the fuck off the podcast. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because the same motherfucker that was preaching Sam Darnold all motherfucking offseason, saying he's a franchise QB.
I wasn't preaching. I said he had to prove it.
We do have a fucking second round pick for this motherfucker. What? Just for him to be benched? To be benched in week 7? This is you, Cody Lack. You.
Oh, give me
Lions,
a
the Panther Nation. About Joe Brady. About fucking Sam Darnold.
Frustration, buddy.
About Phil Snow. C.J. Henderson and Stephon Gilmore both suited up and didn't see the fucking field.
No. Stephon Gilmore was out.
Who the fuck is 23? And why the fuck is he on the field on defense? Why is Sean Chandler on the fucking defensive side of the field? Why is Sam Franklin on the fucking defensive side of the field? Cody Lack.
Ask Phil Snow,
you know what the fuck this is, G, baby. And I'm on your fucking ass today, motherfucker. I'm on that ass today.
Bro, you're not on
I refuse to let you off the fucking stick, motherfucker.
You ain't going out after fucking anybody, dude. I'm literally on video saying that everyone has to prove it. And at no point during the season did I ever say that Sam Darnold proved it. So whatever, dude, you can get mad all you want, man. I'm batting 1,000, man. I feel like every fucking thing I say comes true. I was right about the offensive line and that it was going to be reshuffled all to hell to find the final formation. And that dude, fucking
Cody,
everything that we passed on one, we passed on a franchise left tackle. We passed on potentially a franchise quarterback.
Bro, look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, here's the thing that I think is absolutely hysterical about this. You've got to take a step back for one and realize that this is G baby and that he is in a position of heightened emotion, especially after such a loss. We all are, right? But to call in and say this is on you, Cody. Like Cody was the one that made the decision to trade for Sam Darnold. Like Cody's been in the.
How did I miss this call?
Cody has been in literal, like he had been saying we need to trade for Deshaun Watson up until that point. And to Tepper's defense, Cody, I will say this much: you got to. We weren't shopping in the bargain bin at first. We were in the talks with Deshaun Watson, and then that whole shit happened. Just like a lot of other teams were, and they moved on and they went somewhere else. We were gonna be offering a shit ton to try to get Matt Stafford, but then he went to the Rams. Like we weren't shopping in the bargain bin. The bargain bin came to us, right? At least this year.
We were. That's a great point. Is that we were in the running for Stafford. We were in the talks for Watson.
Did you think we would have been better with Stafford? Is this a better football team?
Do you think we would have been better with Watson? Oh my God! Did he really just say that, CK? Did he just say that?
Are we a better football team with Matthew?
Oh my God! Did you really just say that, homie?
Okay, but this is the difference, though. I've never seen Matthew Stafford be good behind a bad offensive line. I've seen Deshaun do it. There's a difference.
Oh my God! You do you not feel a little embarrassed about even saying that?
No, because everything I say.
Not even sense. For a moment.
No, because everything I say.
Not
sense.
even for a.
Nope, not at all. Matthew Stafford can't move. He would have already died he would have already died. The only reason
no.
Sam Darnold is
Would
alive
he have been
is
benched?
because he's 23 years old. It's because he has
No,
that
my
youth.
God, this is
The question-
ridiculous,
the question
Cody.
you
That's
had-
the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard.
So what I'm
We
hearing,
still would be
hold on.
bad with both. That's the problem that
What
y'all
I'm-
are missing. You're missing, Cody, is that we would have been bad.
I never
with
said that
any
there would
of
be
these
a great
people.
football team with them. I'm saying Matthew Stafford wouldn't have done a whole lot better.
So you
Matthew
believe
Stafford,
that
He would not have
Matthew
gotten
Stafford
benched. He would
saved
not have
us
gotten benched.
from
You
our
would just
own
scratch
self.
ahead.
He
You would.
saved us from our own selves.
So real question then.
I feel
if-
like I'm talking to my wife.
If Stafford didn't go to the Rams, but Sam Darnold went to the Rams, would the Rams still be as good as they are?
Say again.
I mean, if Sam Darnold went to the Rams instead of the Stafford going to the Rams, would the Rams still be doing what they're doing?
I mean,
No.
they have a
The
good
answer is
football team.
absolutely
The
no.
Rams have a good football team.
No,
The Rams have-
and no.
the Rams don't
Their
have a good football
defense.
team? Oh, okay.
Cody,
I
No,
don't know. I
shut
don't know
the
shit.
fuck
No,
up.
I don't know shit. The Rams aren't a good football team. They
That's
don't have a
not-
No,
better
they
head
have.
coach.
They're a good
They don't
football
have a
team, but it
better
doesn't
offensive
matter
line.
that they would
Cody.
systemically.
Aaron
be-
Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Come
Cody,
on, dude.
Cody, the point that I'm trying to make is you say that our team wouldn't be better with Stafford than with Darnold, and that's a lie because you just said that if I mean, at least I think we can all agree that if Sam Darnold was in the Rams uniform right now instead of Stafford, that team would not be nearly as good as they are right now because
That's the
Stafford is a
truth.
good quarterback.
That's the straight
Right?
truth.
And so that's
They
what I'm
might
saying
not be
is-
bad.
there's
They
a
might not
Panther
be
fan-
the worst team in the
Hey,
league, but
Here's
no.
a Panther fan from Detroit. A Panther fan from Detroit says Stafford missed games behind the Lions O-line, and theirs is a lot better than ours. Stafford would be on IR if he was a Panther.
That's not true.
1,000
Stafford was
Didn't he
freaking
only miss one
Stafford's
game?
one of the
with
most
that-
durable quarterbacks in history of the NFL, behind maybe Brett Favre. Like that.
Dude, you're still missing the point. Matthew Stafford, he saved us from ourselves. This team would still be a very, very, very bad football team with Matthew Stafford. And you know what it's showing
And
us?
with Deshaun Watson.
Our front office,
And with Deshaun
our
Watson.
front office, they're not batting 1,000 when it comes to evaluating talent. Oh, you signed Cam Irving? Oh, you signed Pat Elflein? What was
That's the
last-
problem.
what was the
Cam
last
Irvin's
guy-
the problem on this fucking show
Perriman.
right now.
Perriman
That's
got
who we're
kicked off.
talking about. That's ours. That's our
Cam
kicking
Darnold.
bag is Cam
Come
Irvin.
on, dude.
Fuck that, man. I'm not letting you keep doing this.
It's all
That's
of them.
bullshit.
It's all of them, Tony. Our people brought them in.
You
and
just
they
kicked
suck.
somebody that won't even playing today in the nuts. But you won't kick your own. But Brady Christensen was his first start. Cam Irvin
that's
didn't
why I
even play
said you should
today. And
start
the
him over.
first thing you did was say is Cam Irvin sucked. Fuck
'Cause
that.
he has
no.
been sucking. He has
No,
been
actually, he's
sucking.
been like one of the okayest of bad people on our line. I bet you I could give you 3 other names that have been worse on the line than he has.
And one of them
Dude,
was Christensen.
how are you missing the point?
And one of them was Christensen.
Dude, I don't know how you're missing the point this far. I told you that this had to happen
No,
earlier.
because you are
If
acting.
it
No,
would've happened
no, I'm
earlier,
not
he
missing the
would've been
point.
better
What
in
you
Christian
are is
to
you're
play
so
on that
stubborn
tackle.
right now. You're
He
so
would've been
stubborn
giving
that you say
snaps at
this.
left tackle.
You were saying this is that when I was talking, you said, "Oh, well, you're trying to tell me if we would have had Deshaun Watson, that we would have won this game." And then now you're like, "Oh, because we don't, like no, it don't fly both ways. We would be bad regardless. We would be better than we are with Deshaun Watson. We would be better than we are right now with Matt Stafford. We would be better than we are right now with Rashawn Slater than we are with Brady Christensen. We would be better than we are." And maybe I don't know who I guess I could pick a coach. I don't have any real
Eric Bieniemy?
statistical evidence. Yeah. I almost don't want to get too I feel like we get so namey. You know what I'm saying? Like we just fall in love with names. So I don't want to fall in love with Bieniemy too much. I think y'all tried to tell me I love Brady too much. I mean, not I loved him, but like that we should be like he's the next coming.
No,
The point
dude,
being
it's
is
that's
this: is
unfair
that you
too, Tony.
add a great. I'll let you pick your quarterback, homie. I'll let you pick any quarterback in the history of the world, and I promise you, we will be better. Yes, we will be better than we are today. But that would not alone make us a good football team.
Right. I think we can all agree with that. I don't think Cody's going to argue that at all.
Yeah, he just did. He gets
no, I didn't. Now you're misinterpreting me, man.
Next call.
No, dude.
Take
how
a
about
breath.
this?
I feel like he needs to smoke a cigarette.
Joe Brady. The only thing I've ever said about him is that there was a ton of reason to believe that Joe Brady had potential, and that was true when we said it at the time. And you want to sit there and pretend like you weren't excited for him too. You were. Now you're just turning.
Go pull the tape. Down. Go pull the tape. Y'all go back and listen. This is not how it went down.
People may have had trepidations, but for the most part, people saw what Joe Brady did at LSU, and they said, "You know what? I'll have some of what they're doing."
Like I don't understand. Like here's the thing: we don't. The part even with Joe, even with G Baby, right? The thing that we cannot do is
what did he say? Because Cody is pissed too. Like I came back also, and then I feel like I also poked this mate.
Coach or something.
Yeah, basically G Baby said this entire thing was on Cody's head. Like basically that's the gist of it. Talking about how Cody was trying to sell us on Sam. And then I came in poking him some more. Got him even more. But here's the thing, and here's what I need to, and G Baby needs to learn this lesson, and every Panthers fan out there needs to learn this lesson. I think we all do. We need to stop keeping receipts. Right, we may say,
"Amen to that."
We need to stop doing that. We need to stop, we need to stop saying, like, "Oh, Cody, you were really big on this guy, and now look what he is." Right? We need to stop saying, "Oh, CK, you really liked Ron Rivera when he was here, but now look where he's at. Look at his situation." Right? And listen, we did not do this to these people. Like our opinions are our opinions, and they can be wrong, and we all have wrong opinions. Like. Cody may have had a higher, I guess, optimism for what Joe Brady was. And I will say this, Cody, like that is true. Even this offseason, you were saying that he was going to be a head coach, right? Like that you were like, he did this. You were arguing for the 1,000. But listen,
in time, yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, you're not the reason that we kept Joe Brady. Right, you're not the reason. So listen. We can't
barely get a thumbs up. We can't even get a dislike on this show. We didn't hire nobody.
Right,
G Baby wishes that I was the GM for this fucking football team. How about that, G Baby? Kick these nuts. Let's go to the next call, which is inevitably him cussing at me again, dude. Fucking hell.
Hey guys, this is Panther Rule. I'm not really upset. It's halftime, and I know. I know going in we sucked. So I'm not truly upset that we looked that bad. But you know what? You can say you're going to run all you want, but the run blocking is not there. It's
we
just
didn't
not.
Run the ball.
I think so far the offensive line has played okay. They're not horrible. They played okay. If I was the Panthers coaches, I would leave Brady Christensen starting at left tackle. He looks good enough. See what he looks like in a couple weeks. But when I say lack of run blocking, I mean not just the offensive line. I'm talking about the tight ends and fullbacks or lack thereof. And I mean, we just don't have it. We flat out don't got them. Tommy Tremble does okay, but he can't be everywhere and block for everybody at the same time. He can't be on one side of the defense or the offensive line blocking over there and be on the other side at the same time. So we'll see what happens, but I don't expect a lot.
How could you, man?
We rushed the ball 17 times today.
Yeah, we failed to crack 100 yards. Yeah, we have zero off.
I'm trying to look at. I pulled up the game book. It's 2.
And remember when Matt Rule told the whole world that we were going to run the football more? So basically, the Giants knew exactly what we were going to do.
Can't be right. Were we really 6 of 27 throwing the ball? Is that true?
Dude, we were bad.
Is that true? 6 of 27?
No, we ran 7 times on the first drive, I think. We definitely ran more. But
we ran the ball. Look, I'm looking at the game book right now. I'm gonna pull it. But it says Total rushing plays 17 for 17 plays. We had 3.3 yards per rushing play. But it also says times thrown, yards lost attempting a pass. Oh no, okay, that's yards lost. How many times did we throw the ball today? That's what I want somebody to look
I
up.
love how people just be in the chat room saying Cody's lying about what? What am I lying
no,
about?
you can't get
what
all sensitive. I want to say this is don't get mad.
It's
Look,
so
I'm gonna give you a
dumb,
little
dude.
breath. This is what happens to me all the time, dude. You guys can't come. Look, y'all be laughing
happened
at
to me
me.
2 years
You
in a
be
row.
talking to jump. People be talking junk to me all the time. Like you gotta be. We gotta be ready for this. It's not me. Ha!
No, Tony, look, people only like me until I start really keeping it real about this football team, which I always do, and I always will.
Nobody likes
I'm
me,
never
period.
gonna
So good for
lie
you. You had
about
some
what
people
this
that liked you.
football team is. And I'm telling you, our owner is revealing himself, y'all.
All right, next call. Actually, I do think you're on to something there. 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, Kyle from VA, and we just gave up a touchdown to the Giants, and this team looks like shit. Our defense is giving up a lot of, I feel like, it feels like a lot of yards, but really, you look at it, it's only giving up 9 points. Our offense sucks, dude. Sucks. Like, Sam Darnold's just not getting it done, and so far, me personally, I think this is the best game I've seen this offensive line play all year. Brady Christensen looks good, and Sam's just not getting the ball out quick enough. I have no clue why we're running like a West Coast offense. We're doing fucking 5-yard out routes and little slants. I mean, we have all the tools to have a deep ball. I know the offensive line, but they've done good today. And Christian McCaffrey, man, he's obviously the best person on our team, the best player, but paying a lot of money to sit on the sideline when we need a quarterback. I'm sorry, Sam's went through a lot of drop balls, but I mean, go get Cam. Swallow your fucking pride and go pick Cam up. Do whatever you got to do to get Deshaun. I don't know, man, but this team just does not look confident on offense. It looks terrible, man. Jeremy Chin, the beast, man. I don't even know. This team just looks like shit. I hate when you get to a point in the season where you watch the Panthers just like make fun of them.
Passes.
And we start at 3-0, and it looks like we're about to lose to the damn Giants. Like, it's just sad. This team is really falling off a fucking cliff, man. And Sam's just like to pick the Bradbury. I don't even know what he was trying to do. He holds on to the damn ball forever.
He does.
He's got happy feet every play.
He's bad.
God, man. It just looks terrible. Daniel Jones making better catches than our receivers.
This is a good point. This is a giant point right here.
Sad to be a Panthers fan right now. We went through a lot the last couple seasons. But the offense we're running, man, like, we could have had Teddy. We're running the same short route offense.
Fuck this dude. I hate Graham. Get out.
Anyways, I might
Not
call
the
back.
caller.
The game's over. Keep pounding.
Not the caller. I said, fuck this dude. My kids were.
He said he had this game circled.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
if you're listening on the audio version,
listen,
right
here's
now, Cody put up a tweet from from Matt Lombardo where it says Graham Gano had this game circled on this calendar. Which screw you, Graham. And I don't like you. You know what? I ain't shaking your hand either. So fine.
Wish we had
I understand you. You know what is that? Like I would gloaty too if I was him coming back. So yeah, you circle on the calendar, and I'm giving you the FU.
Listen,
but at the end of the day, what with that call, he was interested in this offense, and the lack of this offense. There was absolutely nothing good. I know it's easy to go to the offensive line. I know it's easy to go to Sam Darnold, but tell me one single good thing. Even DJ Moore dropping passes, Robbie Anderson dropping passes. Nobody looked capable. Not a single person looked capable. And then even the coach of the offense, Joe Brady, seems to be in over his head. That's what I think I'm starting to get like this. Is I don't think he is ready.
I don't disagree.
But guys, it's like, listen, and I hate to even say this because I know everyone and their mama is going to misinterpret this as me making excuses for Joe Brady. And I'm not, dude. He deserves every bit of criticism that he has coming to him. But I'm still here to tell you that Joe Brady isn't the biggest problem with this football team.
Disagree.
He just isn't, man.
What is it?
It just isn't.
What is it? Not the biggest. Is that, how about this? What would make Joe Brady better, giving him the best team in the NFL?
One, a
Certainly.
much better.
Like if I had a 12-inch
on that,
dick,
how about this?
Too.
On that interception that he threw when he had a good pocket, he had DJ Moore coming open right across the middle, but just didn't see him. Had him schemed open and still couldn't do anything. How is that on Joe Brady?
Listen,
how is that on Joe Brady?
Cody, didn't you just say?
I'm not making excuses for him.
It's
I'm
anecdotal.
just saying,
it's anecdotal.
Didn't you just say that? But here's
one moment that supports a claim.
But here's
but
the
it's
part
not an overall moment. You know what I'm saying?
it.
Like anecdotes are this.
Yeah, but
it's like
there's
when we
more
want
than
to
one
use
example
one
of that.
story to make. Oh yeah, it is an example. But I could give you 70,000. I could give you an example of where Matt Paradis played a good play, but that don't make him a good center.
So here's the thing that I want to make abundantly clear. This is why I say it's 100% Joe Brady, right? I'm not saying 100. Let me rephrase. The majority of all the blame has to fall on him, because when you have such a major failure across every skill position, it's not one skill position. It is every single one of them. It has to fall on your offensive coordinator in that situation, because our defense is, like I said, it's not the worst part of this, and they have done some decent things. Again, there is still plenty of blame to go to them as well.
It's a collective failure, man.
But you've got to keep it when that happens. We argued this and we talked about it last week. We argued this same point, but opposite, for Ron Rivera being fired. Like, oh, our team can't tackle, or all this stuff is going wrong. It's got to fall on Ron Rivera. Like, it can't just be Luke. It can't just be these guys. It's got to be
collective.
Ron Rivera.
It's a collective failure.
And that's what we have to acknowledge, is this has to be a collective. Like, it is solely on Joe Brady that this offense is doing that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that other people weren't playing bad, right?
How is this on Joe Brady? How is this?
What was good about that? How is this a great call? How is this a great call? Let me see it. No, like slow it down. Let's see.
DJ Moore gets over the top. There is no one, and he's already throwing to the sideline. Doesn't even see James Bradbury.
First of all, is this?
No, let me finish, man. James Bradbury sees where the play is going, and he's fucking going to intercept the football. DJ Moore is wide open, right over the top. Everybody wants to put it all on Joe Brady, and I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. I'm not giving the guy a pass. I'm not
actually nobody said at all it's all on Joe Brady. Now you're skewing the point, man, because you're sensitive right now.
Joe Brady to be the biggest fault in this offense.
You can't.
Our quarterback is making throws like this.
No,
and
you
our
can.
offensive line
Cody,
is that bad.
What has Joe Brady schemed up that made you think, oh, this guy is an okay offensive coordinator? I've seen zero. I have seen him do nothing whatsoever to be able to show that he is a good offensive coordinator.
I got a good point. No, before you get all mad, Chucky, over there, hold on. Settle down. Settle down. Don't be so sensitive.
You're telling me to settle down. That's the point. Come on, man. I'm saying real things that are actually based in evidence, man. Like, I'm not. Everyone has their fair share of the blame, but you cannot say that Joe Brady is the main problem with this.
I will say this. I will say. See, here's the thing: is that we always quantify things a little bit too much. The main problem, the first problem, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is number one, is that this team plays as a team, loses as a team, wins as a team, right? So when we see it's a failure today, when you get beat by a 1-5 team that has their own share of problems as soundly as we got beat, like a thrashing, let's not believe that this is on one entity alone, right? Is that it's not just on Sam Darnold. It is not just on Brady. But you know what? They are all part of it. And that's what I've tried to pump the brakes on not blaming, but like over exemplifying things throughout this season of why things have been happening. I think Joe Brady, again, here, and I will go back. I will say, go back to that tape. Y'all acted like he was a wonderkind boy, like he was like he knew how to crack Madden or something and score 1,000 points a game. Y'all told me he was a savant. That's what y'all told me.
Offense
no,
that he
it's
runs
not. It's
works.
not. It's not even close to being savant. It turns out that football ain't that crazy. It's just people that are one step ahead of you. You don't revolutionize the joint. You just stay one step ahead of somebody. But here is where I do have a criticism of Joe Brady right now. Like, finally, I have not been mad about, I'm not a play caller guy. Like, I don't be like, oh, if we would have done this, the whole fucking game would have been different. I don't like that attitude. But here I am with Joe Brady that I do have a concern with is we know the offensive line stinks. We know it. We know that Sam Darnold has some tendencies. And I think that you have to work with what you got as a coach. You have to work with what you got. And just like Sam Darnold, I'm not going to give Sam Darnold a pass going forward. You know what? Sorry. You can say, oh, he don't have an offensive line. He don't. Well, yeah, he doesn't. But guess what? That's the fucking cards you were dealt.
Right.
And so right now, Joe Brady has been dealt these cards, and I don't think he's coaching it up. And what I mean by that is overcoming his own circumstances. That's it.
Agreed.
That's my criticism about this
Giants
coaching staff is you just have to overcome these circumstances. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. In a more perfect world, we give you more perfect circumstances, but this is your hand, homie, and you ain't even playing it well.
Yeah, but what I said earlier, if you look at what the Giants did today and how they use Daniel Jones as a runner, why can't the Panthers do that? Why
I don't want to hear. Look, man, everybody, they're trying to lynch Jason Garrett for the last 4 weeks. I don't want to hear about, look at what the Giants did.
You don't want to hear how
one
won them
play
the
where he ran
game?
it. One play where he ran it.
Won them the football game? Because the
It
Panthers
did not
couldn't
win
stop the
them the
quarterback
football
run.
game.
Now you're being delusional. Did you not watch
That
the football
one
game?
run ran
Did you
them
not
the football?
Did you not see our defense just let Daniel Jones fucking run all over them? What were you watching, man? Our defense can't stop a quarterback run to save their life.
Oh my gosh!
I agree
All
with
right,
that.
tell me how many yards rushing, how many touchdowns he had. Let's go to the next call.
Oh boy, what the fuck was that? What's up, fellas? It's Zach from Kernersville. I honestly don't know what the fuck happened to this team. I mean, I know we didn't look like world beaters or nothing when we were 3-0, but now we can't even beat the fucking Giants. Hell, we can't even get a fucking first down against the Giants. Like, what the hell is this shit? I don't even know at this point what we need to do.
Daniel Jones ran 28 yards, homie.
You know, all right, we're all right. We're not the best team in the world. We only got a couple pieces, we need to add, and then we're going to be a true contender. Now
28 yards.
I think we
And
got
third down, and every one of them was first.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just reacting emotionally to the game. I don't know.
Every one of them was a first down.
I don't give a fuck.
As always,
28
I appreciate you fellas. I enjoy the podcast a lot, and I hope you fellas have a good day. Keep pounding.
28 yards. He ran all over us. He
Look at
ran
Aaron
all
Jones.
over us. I
Look
don't
at
care.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, sir.
Look at
I don't
Aaron
care.
Jones.
28 yards. He ran 8 for 28. He
did what he needed when it mattered the most. Our Panthers defense couldn't
but
do a
all
damn thing
over
about
us.
it.
But all over us.
They couldn't do a damn
all
thing about
over
it.
us.
Again,
I know
this
you
is
sad, bro.
two different parts to
I know
this.
they giving you shit.
Well, because I'm right, dude. The Panthers couldn't do anything to stop the run from Daniel Jones whenever they needed to run him, and that's just inevitable. Like, you look at the game, and that's what you saw. And by the way, it's not just today. It's not just
we
today.
gave up 15 points through the fourth quarter, homie. What did the defense do wrong? 15 points through the third quarter. We didn't give up 18 and with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then the touchdown at the end. So really this was an 18-3 game. That's what this game was. So let's not give it up on the defense. And I mean, I'm not trying to say they need a pat on their back, but damn, don't be deflecting. That's deflecting. This has nothing to do with the defense. They've been injured. They've been hobbled. They've had their own share of problems.
Right.
So I don't want to hear that. This is the only people.
What do you want to hear?
Look, they're not getting a gift from me.
They're not that either. They're not a top 5.
What did they need to do? What did they need to do?
How many
you know what? I guess the Panthers could have won 3-0 today.
What are you expecting us to say about the defense? They're obviously not the worst part of the football team, but it's also not like they weren't without fault either.
Wow.
How many turnovers have they had?
You're the one
you
that
have
said
to
the
go
blame.
back and listen to your own calls sometime.
You're the one who said the blame has to go around to everyone. So why is the defense excluded in this conversation?
I'm not excluding them. I just don't want to talk about them at this moment. I just feel like they need to sit in the corner and they just have to be quiet, and we'll be quiet about them. I'm just not going over there and giving them a spanking right now. I'm spanking some motherfuckers. Give me the wooden spoon. If you're an Italian kid, you would know what that means. Your mama chased you with a wooden spoon. I'm smacking everybody. And now at the point like this is I am climbing the ladder on who I'm angry with. And that is, let's go. And I will say, circle back to this. We've been flogging this horse. But what I'm trying to say is that, yes, I do think it's on the offense. I think it's on the offensive line. I think it's on Sam Darnold. Now I'm moving to Joe Brady. Now I'm moving to Matt Rule. Your team came out here and got smoked like that. You think that David Tepper is going to be handling that smoke? And now, like you said, Cody, I'm smoking him too. David Tepper is part of this problem, or has caused part of this. And you know what? It don't matter if he is the problem or not. He owns it, so it don't matter. We got to deal with David Tepper. We do have to deal with David Tepper. Let's go to the next call. And if I played this one,
what's going on, C3?
We already heard this one. Yep. That's the one we just heard. Yeah. You want to get mad? Poor Cody.
We heard Chef Jeff.
He's used to everybody. You know what, Cody? He's used to everybody clapping about you, bud. See, that's the thing. You turn too much into a celebrity, and you got a little
you're the one
heat
blowing
today.
this out of proportion, dude. I'm mad at the fucking football team
for so
showing
mad.
no life, dude. For
Agreed.
fucking being a terrible offensive line that it continues to have the same issues game after game after game. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Matt Rule
welcome
has
to being a Carolina Panthers fan, homie. Welcome to being a Carolina. We ain't never had an offensive line. It's been 12 years. It might be 2003 at this point. I'm not getting any line credit. I'm telling you, man, we've had the same problems the entire time I've done this podcast. It comes back to this fucking line.
Next no, we didn't. No, hold on, wait. Go back. We didn't play Chef Jeff's call.
I thought
Chef Jeff said we didn't hear his call.
Was it not this?
I didn't hear that.
What's going on, C3? Chef Jeff.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ. How do we get blown out by the fucking Giants? I mean, wow. I do like the move putting PJ Walker in, but, it's not really going to make a difference when we have a shit O-line. I got to be honest, man. I mean, these coaches, I'm glad to see, we're bringing in free agent safeties and all this. Where the fuck are some free agent O-line guys? I mean, there's no way that there's not people out there who are better than the shit guys we have on our line right now. I mean, it's horrible. We might as well just give up. Like, just let them run by and just sack the quarterback every time because they're not fucking playing well. This is ridiculous. I mean, we get blown out by one of the worst teams in the league, by Daniel Jones and the Giants. How pathetic. The coaching staff should, I'm not going to say should be fired, but it's obvious that this is going to continue because it's a problem that we aren't addressing and just refuse to address. And it's not just this coaching staff. The previous coaching staff did the same thing. So they don't prioritize the O-line. Your best teams, what do? They prioritize the line, the defensive line and the offensive line. That's where games are won and lost. But, what do I know? Anyway, just calling an event and fuck Matt Rule. He's a fucking retard. I'm honestly done with the guy. I've been giving him chance after chance.
Is that the end of the call? Tony, when you mute the microphone, we can't hear.
Oh. We can't hear the call, Tony.
It don't matter. We'll just continue on with that. He's having his own little conversation. Dude, listen, I've been out on Matt Rule. When I say out, it's like so much of this I put on him because I feel like he's had a lot to do with our drafts. I feel like he's had a lot to do with our free agency. And I feel like he's had a lot of say-so on the quarterback conversation. So I'm willing to put all that blame on him too. And G-Baby can talk all the shit he wants. I was never sold on Sam. All I said is that everyone on this team had something to prove. That everyone had to earn it. They had to go out there and earn it. Well, Sam just continues to regress. Now, maybe it's true he was never going to be good.
This team is regressing, which is more concerning about than Sam's regression. Sam's regression is kind of like it may, it could have happened. Like, we're all like, I'm hoping he's not. I hope he gets better from week to week. But the teams I'm telling y'all, last year, what I thought was impressive about this team is I thought we got better from week to week. I think the offense did not necessarily look fantastic from week to week better, but I thought as a team, we got a little bit better each and every week. Cody, we have been regressing, and it's not just on Sam Darnold. But he's on the regression. He's at the bottom of it too. Like the whole pile is falling deeper and deeper into the funk.
The thing that I hate is so many people that leave this team go on to be so much better than they were here. You see Gano, you see James Bradbury last year. Even, somewhat continuing into this year. It starts to kind of get to you, Harrison Butker. You start to kind of see all of these pieces like we're wasting, and we talk about it all the time. We're wasting so many people's, years of good football on a mediocre to bad football team, and that's just so irritating. And right now, I think so many people as Panthers fans are already looking at the draft. They're already looking at this trade deadline and seeing what we can get for what we have on the team. That isn't necessarily going to be a solid piece to our rebuild. I almost feel like if this year is as bad as it feels like right now, we're going to have to restart the rebuild process. Because
I'm really worried they're wasting the best years of this podcast.
Right.
In these losing seasons. I want you guys to think about this as we go to the next call. The number is 252-228-5098. You can be a part of the C3 Panthers podcast by jumping on the YouTube conversation, leave a comment, smash the thumbs up, subscribe, share, tell one friend about the show. We're on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, wherever you go. Is there a game? What was the last game that was this bad? When was the last game? I was trying to think about this. I asked my friend today. We were watching a game. I said, which one? Can you remember a game where, like, if you could put it up, like it would be in the conversation of how terrible this game. I want the chat to tell this because the chat knows everything. This is when I love the democracy of the internet. The chat will tell us exactly which game is the worst game in whatever history for the Carolina Panthers. I sat and thought on it for a few minutes. I've been at one of them. The first one that came to mind to me was I was at the 2010 Saints at Panthers. So the Saints came here, and it was 33-3. That was the game. 33-3. It was a long day. But you know what? I thought we were awful. We were awful everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of thought we were gonna get beat. So I don't even know if it's in that conversation, and I might even put my ticket in today's loss being worse than that one.
I mean, I don't know, man. That Tampa Bay
Think about it, because we thought about it for like 30 minutes. So you can't just figure it out in 30 seconds. I'm telling you, we were going back and forth. We were like, well, and I came up with one other one. So I'm gonna let the chat get it. Does anybody have a thought before I interject with my next one?
Mine's Pittsburgh, 100%.
That's exactly what it was, cuz. That's it. What the 2017 was the shoulder.
2018.
James Bradbury gave the 90,000 yard touchdown up to Juju.
Yeah, that second play of the game.
That's exactly what it.
Yeah, and then it was immediately the play right after that. Cam Newton threw the interception, and that was a pick six.
That's what this reminds.
Yeah,
exactly.
That one was a lot more like. I felt like that was 10 times worse because it was like a major blowout. Like we weren't competitive at all in that game.
And we actually thought we were good. Nobody thought we were good today.
No.
Somebody asked me this, and you know what? I will blame. G Baby blamed you, Cody. I'm blaming all y'all suckers that said not suckers. That's me. That's not me. I sound mad. These people are telling me, oh, we should easily beat the Giants. We should put up 40 on them, this and that. And I was like, shit, if we could just win by 1, homie, we can't even lose by 3. That's the problem. Gosh.
I just imagine
somebody
that
said 54 points to the Falcons. What game was that?
I can't even remember. Was that the one with Julio going crazy?
Oh, Ben, did they put up that much?
They blew us out on that one.
Interesting. All right, let's go to the next call. The number's 252-228-5098.
Hey, C3, this is Brian, man. I already knew we were gonna lose this game. I'm just surprised how uncompetitive it was. I've accepted loss. This team is falling fast. The dumpster fire. Sam ain't the problem. He's part of the problem, but this team ain't ready on every level. Special teams, defense, offense. It doesn't matter. We just ain't ready. Joe Brady and Matt Rule out of their element. I don't think they're ready for the NFL. I think Tepper need to go ahead and fire somebody just to wake some people up. Might need to go ahead and revisit that Watson trade. I knew we was gonna lose. That's why I'm not too mad about it. But to lose at this level of play is unacceptable. All right, I'll talk to you later, C3.
We will see if the Panthers are panicking. Did we ask this exact question on the Debate My Take, Cody? Or is the Panther coaching staff panicking? And I think we will see it this week if there is a sacrificial lamb. It's going to be like Chase Blackburn.
Well, listen, it's very clear that they're panicking. They're panicking because they literally nothing that they attempt to do to make this offense better works. In fact, it appears to be working the opposite direction. Every single change we make seems to make us worse and worse. So, really, I don't know what else people expect us to say.
What do we have to do? You expect to change at anywhere just to make this? Is that we've been watching the NFL for a while.
I think every coach has
there'll be something visual. Do you think David Tepper tells Matt Rule that I need to see you taking an active stance? Do you think that Matt Rule feels and I don't think it's Joe Brady that gets fired. Do you think someone gets fired? But usually in situations like this, we get to the point. Look, they benched Sam today. That's a good example of this. Is that either way? Look, did it go much better with PJ up in there? No. But there, it's an optics point. It's an optics, it's a message. And I don't know if it works or doesn't, but that's how people do it in this world. Does everybody make it out of here alive this week?
If you're talking from a coaching staff perspective, yeah, everyone has too much job security. Matt Rule has job security. I think Joe Brady has it. I think Phil Snow has it. Now, whether or not they deserve it, that's an entirely different conversation. But I do
Why
think
does Joe Brady have job security? Why does Joe Brady have job security?
I don't think he should. I don't think he does, honestly.
Tony, I already tried to tell you.
I just want to know why. It's just a question.
Yeah, but I told you what it was. Joe Brady is never going to be the reason why this offense is bad, no matter how much everybody wants to throw his name out there as the problem. Tony, there is never.
No.
Can I
listen,
finish answering
Cody,
I think you missed the question, though. I think
you missed my point, though, on Joe Brady. Is that it's not just being a play caller that makes you a good offensive coordinator. It makes you knowing how to coach the guys you have, the circumstances you have. And to be honest, is that just because you can make all the right number moves, like you can make all the punch the button moves, doesn't mean that you can go relate with the guys, that you can get more out of them, and that you can understand what you got and how you deal with it.
But how do we know any of that?
Question. I'm not.
We don't know any of that, Tony. You're saying that he doesn't know how to, go with the guys and maybe get on the same page with them. No one is saying that he has been perfect.
Get more out of him. I want him to get more out of him.
Let me answer your question. The reason why Joe Brady is not going to be fired is because Joe Brady is not the problem. He's not more of a problem than Sam Darnold. He's not more of a problem than the offensive line. So no matter how bad you think Joe Brady is, he's never going to be the one who is going to take the fall and be fired. That's the simple truth of it. If anybody doesn't like the answer, it doesn't matter. That's what the truth is.
That can't be farther from the truth, though. Like even when we were winning, hold on. Let me state this. Even when we were winning, our biggest complaint was we weren't winning because our offensive play calling was vanilla every time. Like even when we were close games, we can pull it back to there were some interceptions, but we can also say there was a lot of situations that Sam Darnold shouldn't have been in that was put in that place because of a vanilla offensive play calling. Like our offensive play calling, every game we complain about it for 7 entire weeks. Every single time our offense has been, it's our offensive game plan. Like it's every time. Even when even when Sam Darnold wasn't the problem, it was always that, right? And now because Sam Darnold's been bad for, let's be honest, 3 weeks, outside, even if you want to talk about the Cowboys game, that was just a ridiculously bad one. But let's say all 4 weeks, right? Sam Darnold's been the issue for 4 weeks now. Joe Brady's been the issue for 7.
But see, the issue when we were winning football games, that's having it both ways, CK.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's 100% having it both ways.
Cody, no.
When we won football games, Joe Brady wasn't a problem then.
He was a problem.
All I'm saying is Joe Brady is not being fired over anyone else on this team.
No, but I don't think firing people. I don't think firing people is the answer, but it is an optics thing. Like we fired people. Like usually you fire ultimately like the water boy to make like. I think Chase Blackburn is going to be like cast. I truly think he's like. There's been enough on special teams, and that he's going to be the one, even if it's not right or wrong. But I want to go back to this, Cody, because you have been so mad.
I've been truthful and I've been correct, and I don't mind saying.
One thing about me is that I was given some pardon to Sam Darnold in the past when he came here, and people said it wasn't going to work in this, and I want to see how it unfolds. Is that coaching? I thought coaching was inhibiting him. So if Sam Darnold not Sam Darnold, if Joe Brady shouldn't be on the hit list at all, why is Sam Darnold not better? And I think this is that if no, you can't just say like I think he should be able to if he is such an awesome savant, like people told me, is he should be able to overcome this adversity.
Who told you that?
And not every.
Don't you dare say
all
me.
told me he was like
Don't
going to
you dare
revolutionize
say me.
football. I will go find it.
Oh, but I said that he was going to take that he was going to take a bottom of the barrel quarterback. That if Sam was the worst player that he could possibly be, I said that Joe Brady was going to be able to fix him. I never said that.
To make, how about this? You said he would be better than he is. How about this? Do you think that Sam Darnold should be better?
You thought he would be better than he is. Like, you're trying to put that all on me, man. I didn't say you can save anything. We all thought Joe Brady would be better, but he isn't. But Sam Darnold is still worse.
I didn't ever think
so
shit
is the
about
offensive
Joe Brady.
line.
I had no opinion on Joe Brady from the beginning. I just said I want to wait and see. So don't tell me I thought I was. No, what I'm trying to say is that if coaches do matter, if they truly do matter in how our team is playing, if they were as good as we or better than we think they are, our team should be better. And right now, the offense is on Joe Brady. Like that is his division. That is his responsibility. He is the VP under the president. Matt Rule's the president, and then he delegates the responsibility. And right now, the offense ain't working. It's not even close to being good. And so I will tell you this straight up, that Joe Brady's stock is way down. Way down.
Where are we disagreeing? We're not even disagreeing. We're arguing
did
in
I agree or
circles.
disagree? I'm just trying to tell you. I can't make a statement. Next call.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? This is G. Cavassier. Hey, man. What the fuck is happening with us, man? This shit is embarrassing, man. This doesn't make
even tearing
any
apart our
sense
podcast
at all. We get blown out by
Bro, y'all the
fucking
only
New York
ones
Giants.
bothered.
Are you
I'm
serious?
speaking the truth.
This don't make no damn sense, man. And I'm getting to the point where I believe this team is not believing in Matt Rule at all. They're not believing in him. The defense, they started out good, but they started playing shitty, man. That's just something has to happen, man. Something has to happen. Either Matt Rule gets fired or they get replaced Sam Darnold or something, man. Something has to give because we are a better team than advertised, man. There's no fucking way in hell we should be getting blown out like this. If that means we got to give up Robbie Anderson, give him up because he didn't drop the pass or two today, and he really had a good game. And DJ Moore slipping and falling, and it's just something has to happen. So give me your thoughts on that, y'all.
About that.
And we 3-4 now.
DJ
Keep
Moore
down.
The DJ Moore. Did you guys see DJ Moore slide down? Did he slide or did he slip?
Which play?
I think he slid down. I think he wasn't. I think he avoided contact there.
Why would Steve Smith ever do that?
I was wondering that
it just
too,
seemed. I mean, like he made a business like he was playing in college. You know what I'm saying? Like you do know when you slide, they can still fucking blow your ass up. You know, only if you're the quarterback do you get the slide. As far as I know, I don't know football in and out, but damn, I watch it every week. I don't think a running back gets to slide feet first and not get hit.
DJ has admitted before that that's the reason he doesn't play running back because he doesn't want to get hit. That's why he plays receiver. He has literally said that verbatim. He has said that verbatim.
Did you see it today? I mean,
when he slid down and he like bounced back up, but he's like, "Oh shit, I'm back up again." Yeah,
he didn't pop up. He went he took a nap. He just said this. He's like, "Hey, look, I got 40 yards or whatever it was, 20 yards." Steve Smith would have never done that, homie.
Well, he's obviously not Steve Smith.
Man, that's a mean thing. I mean, but that's what we want him to be. Next
Do
call.
you think he's anywhere close?
I want him to be. I want him to be that, and we have been wanting him. That has been the comparison, right? That's
one
been
in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up first,
man.
Man.
All right, next call.
Calvin VA, and sadly, since my last call, it has gotten worse. I just want y'all to realize that we put up three whole fucking points against the damn New York Giants, who's missing half of the team. And that was on the first drive of the game. We are getting beat by the 1-5 Giants, 25-3, as I'm calling it right now. Fuck, it might get worse. Who knows? But if the Panthers don't make a fucking move for a quarterback, they need to go sign Cam. And you can call me a Cam stan, and I am, but fuck that, dude. You want to sell tickets the rest of the season, go sign Cam. Or make a move for Watson. At this point, I'm prepared to give them damn near anything they want for it. I'll give them the whole line. Shit, it can't get worse. Other than Moten and Christensen, give them everybody else. We suck, man. We are terrible.
Yeah. I mean, this is the worst game I've seen.
Our defense
from the
is
Panthers
like, if I hear Matt Rule blame this shit on the defense, I'm ready to send him to Houston too for Deshaun. And Joe Brady can go fucking coach at LSU for all I care, or high school. It doesn't matter. But he's Robbie, and Tony. I know you love Robbie, and he's had some bad throws to him today. But fuck that guy, man. You can't tell me he deserved a contract over DJ. Robbie ain't done shit.
Nobody deserves a contract right now. But you're right. You're right.
Our team, man, like at this point, 3-14. That was first overall pick. We're gonna get it this year. All right, we could have done this.
All right, we appreciate the call. So we asked about DJ sliding down. What else? You know what? Is there a worse? I don't think there's a worse loss than we had today in recent memory.
I mean, I remember one that felt just as bad, and to be honest, it felt worse to me.
Which one?
Cam Newton's last game at home against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it was either Thursday night football or Monday night football, but he didn't.
But we lose by like 3 or something though.
And there was like controversy too. Like they didn't have the cams out there, so they couldn't give an actual proper look on a first down that Cam Newton was running. And you didn't know that Cam was never going to play for us again.
But that's why it felt so bad, because it felt as though, like, even though we didn't know what was going to happen right after, that just had this heavy feeling where Cam Newton played terrible. We all knew that he was still hurt. We all thought that this was going to be a year where the Panthers could do something. And then it was like, it felt weird, man. It didn't feel right. And I remember does
this one feel weird? Does this loss slightly feel weird when we bench the not slightly? Yes, it does feel weird. We're on the road, kind of a battle test of our fortitude. Started out 3-0 on a skid. We're trying to see this coach rally a team. And the funny part is people always say this, and I make the same joke. It's not something like other people make it. I make it too. Like if Matt Rule says something really nice about you, you're gonna get cut. The next week. So the thing about this is 2 weeks ago, I think it was the Eagles game, or it was either the Eagles or the Vikings. He said we had the best practice we have had in my entire time as being a Panthers coach. And then we come out and get just beat the fuck down.
Yeah, but we knew
by the Eagles. So then, what does he say today? That Sam Darnold is our quarterback, ain't prepped on nobody. and then he benched him in the second half. Like, I mean,
you have to admit that's a bad precedent to set.
It's kind of fun. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Is it hilarious or is it sad? Like, dude,
or all of the above, right?
Can I tell you part of why I'm really frustrated today, Tony? Because I try to look at this big picture. Okay, if Matt Rule isn't the guy, and if Sam Darnold isn't the guy, And now everybody's convinced that Joe Brady isn't the guy to be calling plays. Like, do we really expect to flip this shit around again? Let's go hire a bunch of new coaches. Let's go hire, or what? Are we
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to rip the Band-Aid off, mister.
Yeah, but
yeah, there's only one way to do it.
And David Tepper messed the whole thing up. David Tepper had a perfect window of opportunity to do all of that. And yet here we are talking about potentially.
I agree with that. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that statement that the process from Tepper was backwards. And
it's hurting.
And we have been saying from the beginning, live and die together. So it's one mantra. You're lockstep all the way. You don't want to have a coach who said, you gave me this quarterback. You gave me this. You did this. And this is what we're getting now. That's what we're getting. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to next call. Panther fans, smash the thumbs up.
Hey, guys. It's Chuck from Elizabeth City, a.k.a. Carolina Sports Guy.
Damn, Chuck, I ain't
I
heard
thought
from
Sunday
you in a
was a
minute.
day of football and fun. This was shit. I'm going to tell you, I don't think there's anything we could have done worse than offense. What the hell is Joe Brady doing? If somebody's going to give this guy another job, they need to think twice. He's a mirage. He's a maroon. And Matt Rule the last couple of weeks, somebody wake him up. It looks like he's got freaking Alzheimer's. You know, I was a big Matt Rule supporter. Thought he was going in the right direction. And these last few weeks, man, this is as bad as Ron Rivera, if not worse. His offense is stale. We already knew we had a shitty line. You know, we missed CMC, but I don't know what he could do behind this line. Hubbard is about the only thing that was bright at times. And the P.J. Walker fan club, sit the fuck down. He sucks ass. Darnold sucks ass. The receivers don't look like they're trying to get open. It's pathetic. And the defense can't stop shit. I can't blame them the whole game. They tried. But my God, man, after 5-3 halftime, they're doing their part. But they're fucking worn out and tired. I get so tired of everybody else's quarterback outperforming and doing enough. And our damn team gives up more sacks than anybody else. I don't expect us to beat Atlanta next week. What this fucking team's going to do is what they always do. They're going to shit the bed, and we're going to get down to the last 5 or 6 weeks when it means nothing. And then they'll start winning and trying to give people hope. Ruin draft position. This team sucks.
It's bad, man. It's bad. Let's hear what Matt Rule had to say about it real quick. I think we got volume. Tell me if you can hear this.
I got the video.
Offensively, you know, thought defensively they had a good plan. Hung in there. I think in the end we got worn down. Those are all excuses. I mean, the defense, they got to step up. Each man on our make some plays. You know, we're in position to make plays. I just don't see us making enough plays. But offensively, obviously, you know, we didn't protect the quarterback. You know, we wanted to run the football more. We started out running it, but didn't run it enough. Didn't run it well enough. Couldn't
How about
convert.
this? Is after
it's
a
like
week
the second game on the tail. It's
establishing
2 of 15 on third down. I mean, it's just
the
completely
run. We
unacceptable.
ran it 17 times.
We have to coach way better. There's no doubt. And but we also have to play better. And I think this is one of those deals where it's everyone that walks in that building this week is, you know, starting with me, has got to have a sense of urgency that you'd like to think we should have had the last couple weeks. And
right,
it feels like it during the week, but it doesn't seem showing up on Sundays. And so, you know, at some point it's got to change.
What's been the biggest difference between Sam the first 2 weeks of the season?
Yeah, throwing on time, taking the open receiver, being patient, you know, protecting the football.
Too patient.
Not throwing off his back foot. I think some of the things that we're seeing right now, you know,
yeah,
times on third downs where guys were open and we're predetermining, you know, and again, I understand young quarterbacks go through that. So we're obviously not coaching Sam well enough, you know. So this isn't about Sam, you know. I mean, we needed more from the run game. We needed some explosive plays. We needed some guys to make some big catches. But at the end of the day, you know, as a coach, you're standing on the sideline. Sometimes you're just trying to football this week. Didn't show up.
A couple of those third downs
30. Like I was determined that we were going to be a 4-down team. I came here today, at the end of the day,
which, you know what? He was right. He was determined to be a 4-down. We went for it. By the way, we went for it on 4th and whatever, which I liked. On the first play of the game, like these guys are playing wild, bro. Like when I say that, I think Matt Rule is not nervous about his job, but nervous about his performance right now. I wish I could find the part where he was talking about. I'll look for it. Let's go to the next call. Good gosh. It's a mess, folks. It's
What
a
it do,
mess.
boys? It's your boy Mike, ring leader. I know I'm out of character, but I just witnessed a massacre at MetLife Stadium, and I'm really disheartened. Wow, it's been a while since I felt like this. It was like 2 girls, 1 cup all over again. You know what I'm saying?
That's messed up, bro.
Except
That's messed up. And do
the 2
not
girls
Google that, folks. Do
were
not
fucking
Google it. It will ruin
Wendy
your fucking
Williams
life.
and Caitlyn Jenner. Gross. That shit was disgusting.
Which now that makes it such a good joke.
Embarrassing. Today, I'm embarrassed to be a Panther fan. Out of all my yeardom,
That's why
all
he's
my
supreme
yeardom
leader
of being a Panther fan, like there's no other way to put it. It's like
it's
like
the worst
Giants,
game, bro.
They were this, they weren't this hot girl, but it's decent looking girl. You know what I'm saying? And we were having a good time with her at the bar, right? So we go back to her home, MetLife Stadium. We go back
She
there.
had a dick.
A little nightcap, and things are going well. We get a little foreplay. We score 3 points. On the first go, it's all good. We going all the way home. We in there, and then we boo-booed in our pants, like straight boo-boo, nonstop dookie, like not just a little sharp fart. You know what I'm saying? It's like just boo-boo, nonstop boo-boo,
boo-boo.
All over ourselves,
it's
right in
boo-boo
front
everywhere,
of her.
and we're embarrassed, and now we have to go back home, in our boo-boo filled pants. So,
It's such a good call from top to bottom.
The brain told us the boo-boo, just like this coaching staff told this team to boo-boo. Fucking ridiculous.
He's right. Mike, look, supreme leader. That's why you are our supreme leader. I cannot argue with that. Is that this was a big dump in the pants, and it was so bad on all levels. Even though I tried to say that the defense was not the problem, it still doesn't matter. Like everybody is the problem. You can't be like I was a piece of corn in the poop bowl. You know what I mean? Like then that's what it ultimately came down to. But the problem for this loss that was so bad is it doesn't make me look towards a specific player or position. It makes me look at the entirety of the team more so. The tenacity of the team. Like, what does that mean? We just have to coach better. We just have to be better. At the same time, that's what you said last week. That's what you said the week before. And I don't want to my mantra is not fire somebody. I don't think that is the answer to everything. Right. But right now, I don't feel like, and this is where my ire is coming towards Joe Brady. Is some people be like, oh, his play calling is just so whatever. I don't even care about a play calling. What I think is you should be able to coach with what you have a little bit better. Your offensive line sucks. You do. You have a quarterback that's turnover prone. Can you just get a little bit? If you're a great coach, you should be able to get a little bit more juice out the squeeze.
I mean, I don't even know if that's true.
A little
anymore.
more juice out the squeeze. A little more. You trying to tell me if he's such a great fucking coach, he can't get
Yeah, a little
6
more, but
points
how much
today?
better? I mean,
Just
how much?
a little more juice out the squeeze, homie.
Do you think we would have gotten enough juice to win any of these games?
I don't care
Because
about
what I'm
winning.
telling
I
you,
care about it not
you don't care
being the
about
worst
winning.
game in the history of football. That's what
No,
I
but see,
care about.
then to me, we're talking about crumbs. It's nothing meaningful. If you have a bad offensive line, if you have a bad quarterback, you're dead
First
on
of all,
arrival.
winning against the New York Giants is a crumb, homie. So yes, we're talking about crumbs anyway.
Okay, but that was my question. Do you think that
Yeah.
Matt Rule or Joe Brady would have done something specifically to squeeze a W out? And if so, what were they going to do?
I think so. I think they could. I think that they should, if they are great coaches, that they should be able to get the prospect of Sam Darnold to mature into something more. I think they should be able to is that you have told me that he has the physical tools and talents, that he's the mental capability. You've told me that Brady Christensen has a lot of athleticism. You have told me that all of these things, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they get enough juice out the squeeze.
I mean, I think you're seeing who Sam Darnold really is. And I think you're seeing what this offensive line really is. And I think you could do your damnedest and you would never make it work. Real quick, I want to shout out Corey Broomer again for the $4.99. Says, we never gave the run game time to articulate. As soon as the run is shut down one time, we immediately start throwing intermediate routes. Shake my head. Yeah, I mean,
and isn't that kind of a referendum on Rule a little bit and Brady, who said they were going to run the ball no matter what, and you tried to talk shit to them about saying it, and they still didn't do it? They still didn't do it. It was 5-3. We're passing on every down.
We had no choice. We were playing from behind most of the time.
It was 5-3. What do you mean we're playing from behind? It was 2 points.
We were always playing from behind. Eventually, it got to be more and more because we couldn't run the football.
I gotta pee. Let me pee before you leave. So mad. So mad. This loss is so bad. It's turning us against each other.
My podcast brothers, how y'all doing? It's G Cavassier. Hey, it's me again. Hopefully you played my first call or whatever. Hey, man, something has to change, man. Something has to change. Either we go all in on Deshaun Watson or get Cam back, which I know a lot of people don't want, but Sam Darnold is not the fucking answer. And I feel bad because I believe that he was going to do pretty good in Carolina, but he's not doing shit. And Joe Brady, I don't know what the fuck he's doing with his play calling, man. I know a lot of people want to say fire Brady, but my only fear with that shit is if we fire Brady, who the hell's going to be the offensive coordinator? And will the players know the damn playbook?
Christian
That's
McCaffrey.
A scary thing, man. That is a scary thing. I don't know what to even think about this damn team right now, man. I love my damn Panthers, man. I've been there since Kerry Collins, man. When I was in high school, I was rolling with them boys, man. Simbiaka Patuka. And I remember damn Chris Winkie and Rodney Pete and shit. I remember when we got Stephon LaFours from Louisville. He didn't do shit. But I am a Panthers fan. And, of course, Jake De La Home. Man, I miss that dude, man. But, yeah, this team is in a mess, man. And if I'm David Tepper, I would do everything as soon as possible to make a damn change. And to me, I'm going to say it right now. If I go back on my word, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Fire Matt Rule, man. I don't believe this team is not buying him anymore, man. I mean, I like the dude when he first came in or whatever, but they're not buying what he's selling, man. And I believe him and Joe Brady are above their fucking heads. They're just, this shit is too much for them, man. This isn't college. This is NFL. Give me your thoughts on that. Keep pounding.
Yeah, I mean, it's not college. It is the NFL. Yeah, look, it's a weird season, man. It's like we're all going to be Panther fans no matter what. You know, we just have to call attention to what's actually plaguing this football team right now. And I think we've been very forthright in doing that. Sam is a problem. The offensive line is a problem. Our coaches are, again, they're not going to be fired anytime soon, but they're certainly not helping matters. And I think that's 100% fair to say. CK, one of the things I wanted to do was pinpoint a comment like this. This is a good game, Panthers. Wish you guys nothing but the best going forward. So how do you like it, man? We finally got some cool NFC East fans. That's cool. But I have noticed that we had to put the Eagles and the Cowboys, and there have been fans of each one of those teams that come back to hang out with us, man.
Absolutely.
So they're not even a fan of us, and they're still coming back, having conversations. So we definitely appreciate you guys, man. 201 people watching, 154 likes. We definitely appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. I wanted to pull this up to make sure I didn't miss it. We missed a super chat earlier from Zach Baker for $10. It said trade. It said trade CMC as soon as possible. Hate to say it, but it's time to move on, especially if we're this bad. And I don't disagree with you, man. I've been saying for a long time, I don't think you build your football team around a running back. People are going to say, oh, Cody, how could you trade away one of the best players that we have? And yes, he is. But our offense is completely dependent upon him. And frankly, I think he's been injury prone to this point. So if there is a market for him, for the Panthers to potentially get something for him, and if we're in the market to trade for Deshaun or whoever it is, then yeah, the Panthers are going to have to really be open to trading whatever player we need to. Outside of, I would say there are 3 players right now that are untradeable, that are young on our football team. That's Jeremy Chin, Brian Burns, and DJ Moore. And I'm even kind of iffy about DJ, but we have no number 1 wide receiver outside of him. So
yeah,
if you're not Brian Burns, if you're not Jeremy Chin, JC Horn, we're definitely not trading JC Horn. Outside of those dudes, hey man, whatever the Panthers have to do to get better, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think those names are not bad names. I like the people that I think that are absolutely trade bait, at least possible. And I'm not saying all of these are going at one time. I'm just explaining that these are the possibilities. It's Dante Jackson, CJ Henderson, maybe CMC, maybe even a Stephon Gilmore. And you have Hassan Reddick for the rest of this year. There's probably plenty of people that would be interested in taking on his contract for the rest of the year if it means it can upgrade their defensive line, especially if they're contenders. There's plenty of people out there that we have that are not necessarily long-term answers for us right now that we could get some draft capital for, or even trade player for player.
Yeah, true. And hey, Tony, can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Probably not. But yeah, dude, everybody's on notice, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, it's like, and it's not an indictment on any of these players. We think that they're good players, but if it's a seller's market that the Panthers are in, and we have the opportunity, I think we should do it. Tony, can you hear me?
Nope.
Yes, I can. Sorry.
So hey, I wanted to say.
All right, so yes, this is your out.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to bring it up to you before we got out of here, man. We have fans like Jay Versick right here, fans that are fans of another team. They were here for the Cowboys or the Eagles, but they're still coming to hang out with us, man. So, we must be doing something right over here at the C3 podcast. But yeah,
we're breaking down, man. We went through a marital dispute tonight, I feel like.
Hey, man, I can talk some shit. I ain't going nowhere. You're divorcing me, Tony?
This is the first time I felt like
you're divorcing me?
A little rusty with each other.
You're divorcing me?
Hell no, I don't divorce nobody. Like,
Yeah,
you know
you
what? Is I
fucking
feel
love
like
me.
this is my wife is gonna have to bury me, and I'm gonna have to bury her. So I will bury you each and
All
every
right.
week on Debate My Take, homie. Shovel.
Yeah, I think I've been burying you on every show that we do here recently. If I'm being
That's
honest,
what you think. I know that's what you think.
Yeah, you love me, I love you, and I can say, "Hey, I love you, dumbass," but you're sounding stupid.
We hate the Panthers right now. We love them.
Right.
Who's your player? We can't. We're not. You know what? I think today's game makes
we can't do a player of the game.
Yeah, we're not going to do a player of the game. Do you got to? Before you leave, can you hit us with somebody the towel of shame for a player, and then we'll keep pushing through these calls until everybody's got to drop dead.
I feel like there's a lot of players that would be an easy answer, but I'm not giving it to a player. I'm giving it to David Tepper. We are in this position that we are in because David Tepper bought this football team and decided that he wanted to win right away rather than undergoing the necessary steps to properly build a football team. He claimed that he took time off to try and understand football, and that's why he didn't want to fire Ron and didn't want to fire Marty. Well, now he's behind the curve on a bunch of different things, including the quarterback. And now we're talking about trading for a player. Again, this man, he wants his cake and eat it too. He's willing to pitch a temper tantrum in order to get his way. And maybe that ends up being good for the Carolina Panthers, but so far it has not been. So
he is the man that and to him, Ice Up, he is also the man that built the Revenge Mansion. He built a mansion on top of his former boss's mansion to spite him. So
yeah. Well, all right, boys, I'm gonna head out of here. Tony and CK will go through the calls with you. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
Hey, Cody, you
Peace
going,
and
brother?
love.
man,
Later,
you're the
y'all.
best. Cry yourself to sleep. It'll not be better tomorrow.
I don't cry.
It won't be better tomorrow.
And I
but
don't get tired.
Guess when you'll be back though?
When I'll be back Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
That's
for our
right.
flagship.
It won't be better,
Three
but you'll
Panthers
be back.
podcast. Yeah, it won't be better, but you know,
All right,
I'll be here.
Man,
Peace
we
and
love and hate to argue. Oh, he's like, fuck yeah,
I'm out.
We out of here.
I'm out.
Next call.
You have got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be fucking kidding me. We couldn't even be competitive with a 1-5 fucking team. What?
That's the point. The word is competitive.
Was this?
Yeah.
It wasn't that we lost.
Go out
the
and
game
just
to
shit
them.
the bed. That's nice. That's real good. Yeah. I love how every time I've got like tickets and plans to go down to Charlotte from Mass, make the pilgrimage, the team just starts shitting themselves without fucking
coming
fail.
down.
Without fucking fail.
What was the game last
Like,
year?
let's just, hey, this guy who's been a fan since he was 8 years old, he's in his 30s now.
These guys
He's
drove
watched us
all
fucking
night,
choking
day.
away in fucking 2 Super Bowls. Hey, let's just fucking drive up the fucking disappointment on top of how much he's spending to fucking come down and see us. Yeah, let's just fucking really drive it fucking home for him. This shit is embarrassing. This shit is so fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry, but if I'm the owner, rules on the hot seat, Sam Darnold is gone. He's out of town. And we're making the moves we need to make right here, right now, to bring Deshaun Watson to fucking town. Or somebody, anybody who isn't a fucking moron at quarterback. Because Darnold is a moron. Oh, well, he's a reclamation project. No, he's bottom tier trash. He was trash in college. He was prone to fucking having hot streaks. But the majority of his body of work through college and in the professional fucking league, in the NFL, the majority of it has been bad. And it's starting to come through. And you go, well, the O-line, the receivers, don't matter. It's on Darnold as the quarterback, as the leader of the offense, to fucking make those connections happen, to fucking get on the same page with your fucking guys. And they go, Matt Rule, well, I don't want him to be a leader. I just want him to do his job. His job is to be a leader, you fucking clown. You Mr. Potato Head looking motherfucker. I'm about done.
Listen to the
This is
fucking
such a good
excuses
call,
week
bro.
in, week out, week in and week out.
He called David
No.
Tepperhead.
Fire
I called him
everybody.
David
Make Phil
Tepperhead
Snow the
just
fucking
because he
interim
called him
fucking head coach of the team, and tell Matt Rule to go suck one somewhere else. Because we're done watching this. This piss poor poverty franchise looking fucking football. It's bad. It's fucking awful. You can ship Sam and Robbie Anderson the fuck out of here.
I love Josh.
This is
my dude.
bad. Awful.
I roll with you, Josh. Is my man called David Tipper Mr. Potato Head, which is the dope truth. Like that's the best joke I've heard in a while. All right, I got 2 points that his call brings up to me. And I don't know which order to go. I gotta write them down so I don't forget them. Let's start with does this make Matt Rule on the hot seat? This game. And because I thought no matter what this season turned into being, I thought that next year was the year that determined his coaching status in Carolina. But today is a really, really bad day, CK.
It's horrible. It's a horrible day.
Like it gets to the point where Mike, if Tepper is this reaction, and I'm not saying he's going to fire him next week.
I don't think he is. I mean, you got to keep in mind.
Does this accelerate it maybe a little bit?
I don't think it accelerates anything. I think right now you got to keep in mind the organization that he came from, and they are a very patient one. Like, to be fair, they have a lot of success, but they don't fire coaches left and right. And honestly, the fact that he fired Ron Rivera, I know we all agree with it, but you guys got to keep in mind he fired him after 1.5 seasons of owning the Carolina Panthers. It's not like he fired him after, if I'm not mistaken, he took over this 20. It was halfway through the 2019 season that we fired Ron Rivera, right? So he literally, I mean, you could say that he pulled the trigger too late, but I mean, reality is he was pretty impatient with that, and he got him out of there mid-season, only a year and a half into his ownership, a year and a half removed from a playoff berth, by the way, as well. And so, I mean, there is a fact of the matter that maybe he isn't, going to be too hasty this time. But I mean, it's hard to say, man. I don't think that Matt Rule's on the hot seat, and I don't even know if we don't improve next year. I think you're right. I think he is on the hot seat. But if there's any type of improvement, I think he's, between this year and next year, I think he's still got one more year at least.
The next question that leads me to from this call is Sam Darnold getting benched in this game. Matt Rule says it was a spark. I was trying to get to it. I'm not going to play the YouTube anymore. Is it a spark? Is it a condemnation on? I don't know. Like, I feel like this is that if Matt Rule's not on the hot seat, how is he not on the hot seat? Sam Darnold's on the hot seat, clearly. Sam Darnold getting benched in the third, relatively early in the third, I felt like it was like a little bit. It wasn't in the final 2 minutes. Let's just put it that way.
No, I mean, it was,
This was a statement. This was a statement. I don't know what it means. I don't know what the statement means, but it was a statement.
Yeah, he was benched with an opportunity to actually win the game. Like that's the thing, is that's where you realize that there's a lack of belief in a quarterback when there is an opportunity to win the game and the quarterback's not in the game, right? That part is absolutely apparent. It's absolutely hysterical. This horrible coaching. At the end of the day, you lose to a Giants team that has been reeling from injuries that hasn't been good by any accounts, and to come in and put a performance up like that, it's heartbreaking, and you can't. It's hard not to think that he's not going to be on a hot seat, but I mean, I don't see it happening right now.
It's funny, there is some Giants fans in the chat, and you know what? As I welcome them here, come gloat. And, I would, like, hey, look, it's like, what are you going to do? Is that we got beat down today. And when I say beat down, I feel like we got beat down by like someone who only had one arm and one leg. I mean, I truly feel that way. And this is not me trying to talk junk about their team. Is that I think that today's loss and the fact that we have kind of concentrated our efforts so much on our own team is just how bad and poorly we have played. Because I don't know if the Giants are going to their house right now and saying the Giant fans and saying we got a momentum building win. You have to, every win does build momentum. So that's what I
Right.
do want to put on that is like you need to win the game no matter what. So it don't matter if you're a bad team and we're a bad team. You got to win, and it does build momentum. But I don't think that necessarily, if I'm a Giants fan, I think that this is a signal that
Right.
this team is getting stronger and deeper, and all of a sudden Daniel Jones has progressed. I don't feel that way. Now I'm credit. Look, my man, Cat. They did what they won. They won.
They won. Yeah, absolutely.
I just really feel like this is more of a referendum on how poor, like how dire the circumstances are for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this week, I think a lot of us probably thought this was an opportunity. I think even at one point we were like, if we don't have a 40 bomb here, then this isn't it. And that was my biggest fear coming into this. I thought for sure, like, I'm like, this is another one of these games where, like, if we don't show up, I mean, number one, I hate to say it. Like I said, I've been a Sam Darnold defender, and I said it earlier. Like, he is just slow. Like, and I don't know that that's going to get any easier as it's continued to get worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, and this is where my straight up just disappointment really comes from. If you look at the teams we have to face, I mean, it is very possible we're going to have a top 10 pick next year, guys. Like, and I hate to be that guy. I really do, because all of our winnable games have happened already. I mean, not all of them, but like a good portion of our winnable games are already in our rearview mirror, and we lost 4 of them. Right. And a lot of them we should have won.
Yeah. Like we could be a 3-win team right now. I mean, not right now, like at the end.
Right.
At the end of the season, like we might not win another. And I don't want to say we won't win another game, but there is a real, like, tell me a game that you're supposed to win. This team was 1-5. Atlanta, I think, won today. Fuck them. I hate them. They're terrible too. But they obviously are even as terrible as we are.
Right.
We're the same terribleness at this point. What game are we supposed to win? This is people are talking about this. Is that the Giants fans are in here saying this, and then they're right. It's like, but 3 points, and yes, and I think if anything, do you think that's because your defense was a shutdown defense? Well, I'm not going to take away credit from your defense today. I'm not going to make excuses about not having Christian McCaffrey, but I will tell you this: is we're just bad.
Right. Yeah, I think we're very bad.
Robbie Anderson is hearing footsteps like he got a stethoscope on his ears at all time with it on the ground. Like he hears footsteps before they even are there. It's so loud. This mug is, I don't know what to do. Even our best players suck.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, all these players that have been like considered stars have just also been less than I really like. I don't want to spend money on the all 22 tape, have with that Game Pass where you can see it.
I'll give you my password.
Like, I would love to be able to just go back and watch and see the receivers, like where they're at, like between the last few games, because as much as Sam Darnold is holding onto the ball, like it's almost like these guys are getting no separation. Like, and that's what I'm wondering about. I would like to see what that really looks like.
I'll give you my password. It sucks to watch, but basically, you watch shitty shit in slow motion.
Right.
So miserable. Next goal.
Yep.
Well, it's Brad from the Pacific Northwest. How's it going, guys? Just had another embarrassing loss. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's time. We need to start shipping off assets like now, and we need to burn this thing down to the studs. I mean, Tepper needs to go. Fitterer, well, Tepper can go. Fitterer needs to go. Tepper needs to fire Fitterer, rule the whole thing. Start it over, because this isn't just embarrassing failure, and we might be the worst team in the NFL. I mean, there's a real chance we're not winning any more games.
Perfect.
Well,
Look, this was like on time.
I think it's almost like I wouldn't trust this team to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars at this point. Yeah, just brutal. Anyway, take care, guys.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this was, and I went on the Panther Nation podcast. They did the Spaces thing today on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a voice call for everybody to talk.
Yep.
And for some of these people, the expectation was they were going to be disappointed if we didn't win by enough. It's like this: is we should we should win by 40. And I knew once these mugs started saying that, I was like, oh, God.
Right.
I just want to win by 1. Anyway, next call.
It's your boy Josh from Mass with call number 2 because I was rudely cut off by the time limit. But this is just bottom tier trash. Apparently, they should have just put Shaq Thompson on fucking IR. He's missed 3 weeks. What are we doing? And then Gilmore doesn't play? What are we doing? We all applauded this move on the assumption that, a couple of weeks he could fucking play. And he goes and he gives this verbal fucking fellatio to the fucking entire fucking fan base. Oh, I grew up a Carolina boy. I love this team and Julius Peppers and Steve Smith and blah blah blah. No, motherfucker. If you love this team, you'd have been out there fucking playing. Where's C.J. Henderson? I like the moves we made, but where the fuck is the product? Where's Shaq? Is he really that badly hurt? Like, what are we doing? This is really starting to sound just the exact same shit that we had before. It's really starting to sound the same. I mean to be that guy. Cam Newton's a free fucking agent. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to have the discussion. But you know what? He ain't no dumpster fire fucking dickhead standing back in the pocket with plenty of time throwing picks. Even when he's not under pressure, Sam Darnold is not good. The reality has settled. It is what it is. The science is settled. Sam Darnold is not a good quarterback. Sorry. Sorry.
Sadly, I think we're learning that.
The chickens have come to roost. The chickens have come to roost. It is what it is. This team is a fucking disaster. Again.
Or we're not good coaches. Oh, how about that?
This is getting so old. Is it really that hard to figure this shit out? It can't be that fucking hard. It really can't be. I mean, what the hell? Maybe bringing up the college coach wasn't such a great fucking idea. Maybe not drafting a single O-lineman until the 3rd round. Maybe that wasn't such a great fucking idea. Oh, we got all these extra draft picks. What are they amounting to?
We ain't got no extra.
Our first round pick is probably never going to play the rest of this year.
You better give me a round.
Our only good coach is our defensive coordinator, and even today they looked lost. We got to fix this shit. Josh from Mass, signing out. Fire fucking everybody. Every fucking one of them. Fire everybody. Make them work for their.
I know.
Fuck them.
Now it's burned down mode. Let's go to the next call.
Paisans, Muscles Marinara here. God,
he said
damn.
Paisans. I love him already.
This was painful. It was just fucking painful. Every which way. Defense held us, but offense just, I don't know. What the fuck's going on? Who do I got to pay? Who do I got to pay to fucking, I don't know. It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up.
Is this a moment of silence he's giving us?
Maybe.
Oh, no, the call's just over. I was just not paying attention. Oh, good Lord. You know what, Paisan? It was. And first of all, I love you because you said that. Obviously, I know my man's listened to multiple shows. We got the beat check on Wednesday nights. We do Debate My Take as well comes out. The Madden simulations have been popular, CK. They do Friday free for all. C3 is trying to bring the content. We got to try to bring the hype. And I want everyone to do this. I want a commitment from UCK and our fan base to not let this obstacle, this challenge that we face this week, deter us in our mission to grow Panther Nation. I see Cleveland fans show up at this bar I hang out at every now and then, and they come there and they decorate the bar. Now, look, I mean, clearly they have to go somewhere where the game is aired, so they all congregate one place. But these guys ain't won shit in forever.
Right.
We have to not excuse the losing, but we can't let this losing break us.
Agreed. I think as tough as these losses are, we've got to continue to try to, just keep in mind, like, we're all fans of the Carolina Panthers. We're all dealing with this the same disappointment that that we're like, nobody should be happy. Like, that's where it irritates
we
me
have
the
to
most.
get angry.
Yes.
We have to get angry. Us with pitchforks is better than us not giving a shit.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing that's different about this fan base as opposed to a lot of others, is like we let these things go and we're like, all right, or like we're happy that we're losing because we want to tank, right? We want this next thing, because it's like we need to be upset every time, but we need to continue to try to, we need to show up. These are our therapy sessions. Coming to these post-game shows allow us to kind of voice our opinion on what we did. The cat calls allow you to get your voice heard by multiple Panthers fans. Because listen, I know, as well as Tony knows, as well as a lot of people knows, outside of North Carolina, outside of Charlotte in particular, you're not going to run into a tremendous amount of Panthers fans. So being able to kind of focus in and have this community as we're continuing to kind of, go through what is another, tough season, a tough year. It's definitely helpful for the mental stability of football season.
Just think about it, fans. You're on the ground floor of building a saga, right? Whatever that saga will be of the Carolina Panthers, is the one thing that brings us together is cheering for this team. Now we are early stakeholders in this team. It's only been around for what are we at? 28 years? No,
like
maybe
that, yeah.
30, close to that. Well, we had the 20-year-old celebration, 25-year-old. Anyway, it don't matter. My point is that we're starting to get to the new generation of fans, right? Like people that grew up where their dad was a Panther fan. And we are just getting to the point. Even if you look at the analytics of this podcast of the age groups that listen to it, it's actually a little bit older than you would think. And I think that's because we're starting to get into generational Panther fans, and then their kids one day have been listening to their dad listen to the podcast, riding around the car or whatever, and they're the ones that are going to be packing the bars in and maybe making their own podcast of hopefully celebrating the third Super Bowl championship the Carolina Panthers have. But whatever it is like we really have to form a base even in the losing time, because I mean, what else are you gonna do? Maybe you should watch baseball. The Atlanta Braves are in the World Series. I guess you can do that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of other things. I mean, listen, the Charlotte Hornets are looking electric now. So I mean, there's something else to watch that might get you through this season, because right now the Carolina Panthers are looking tough, man. It's so
make
tough.
Your kids watch the game. You know what you should do is make your kids watch this game as punishment.
You know what's
like the next time they don't take the garbage out when you tell them to do this, you say, you know what, go in the corner and watch the Carolina Panthers at New York Giants on 10-24-21. That's your punishment.
Yeah.
It was my punishment today. And then do a post game afterwards.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say, with all of this is I hate the Panthers for this exact reason. Every single year.
All right, let me hear it.
Every single year, it's especially, over the past 3 years, they give us this sense of false hope every single year.
It's been a while, right? We won a few
Kyle
games
Allen that we were like 6-2, and then just lost every game thereafter. And then last
Did you
year,
really
I think,
believe in him though?
I mean, I think we kind of did. We kind of started to buy in after a little while. Like after that Texans game when JJ Watt almost sacked Kyle Allen, but he stayed on his feet and was able to deliver.
And like did the that was
and
fun.
like at that point in time, you're like, all right, maybe this team's got it. And then Christian McCaffrey was balling out that year. That was his thousand year. Like it was not a bad year at first. Like we lost, I think, the first 2 games because Cam was starting, and he was hurt, and then Kyle Allen came in, and maybe he won 4 straight. It might not have been 6, but he won like 4 straight, and then we were all of a sudden like a winning football team, and then it just went downhill after that 49ers game. It was just they always tease us every single year. It just feels like they always tease us, and we get to a point where we hit this one wall, and this year it was the Dallas Cowboys, and it just was downhill from that point.
That was our Pittsburgh game of the year.
Yeah, or the 49ers game.
Like the game that I wonder if we could, that's what we're going to have to do. Somebody remind me of this for the off season, particularly the chat. They'll remember this when we're scrambling for show ideas in the thin of talk. But what was the game of the season in losing seasons that destroyed you? And in winning seasons, what was the game? We can do this in 2 weeks and then have like a championship at the end.
Yeah.
And what was the game in a winning season that made you?
Yeah.
Right. So if there's a game, this one's tough, man. Today's tough signals, I think, systemic problems with the Carolina Panthers to where they're not just on. I'm starting to worry a little bit more than Sam Bradford. I met Sam. What Sam Darnold? I said Sam Bradford. But you know what I'm saying? Like we were already worried about him.
Can we? I think what we need to do right now to try to get a better understanding from a professional, view is Tim Jenkins. I think he needs to come in.
I've already reached out to him.
Yeah, I think he needs to.
It's urgent, bro. He said he's going to try to help us out. You're right. It's like we need to know because he knows PJ. He knows what.
I mean, I'm sure he's got insights on what this offense really is. Too. He's watching Teddy, and he's also like he made a post recently about
and
Teddy.
I think he's a Denver fan.
Yeah, he's a Broncos fan. Yeah,
I think he's in that area too, and so that you see him doing a lot of Teddy videos and stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying around the internet that anybody who like we owe Teddy Bridgewater
we don't owe Teddy Bridgewater a fucking thing.
Thank you.
Like here's the thing: if you watch him over, he had a good 3 weeks. Guess what? So did Sam Darnold, and they're both shit in the bed right now. They've both lost 4 in a row. Like, let's be real about some stuff, guys. Like Sam Darnold didn't look good. Teddy Bridgewater hasn't looked good. Teddy Bridgewater looks exactly like we thought he was, and even Tim Jenkins had to admit that on Twitter, and he'd been hyping this dude up.
We have to have an honest discussion, a real, serious, honest discussion. Should we have kept Taylor Heineke?
Dude,
I mean, at this point, right? It's like, would that be the better option than all three? Like, dude, everybody?
I think we should have kept Will Grier. Like, at this point in time, I mean, I know it's hard to keep 3 on the roster, but I mean, at this point, I think we should have kept all 3 of them, and Will Grier could have had a shot because I think Will Grier beat out PJ Walker in the preseason. Personally,
Will Grier though, Taylor Heineke's better than all them fools.
Listen, I mean, but Taylor Heineke's been gone for 2 years. Like,
but he's but he's like in Washington right now, starting and went like he's been
starting because he's a backup
part of their team.
Like he's starting as a backup. It's not like he won the game or he won the starting job.
He started as their starter all season.
No, he did not. Ryan Fitzpatrick was their starter.
No, but he got injured before the season even started.
Ryan Fitzpatrick he played a couple of games. Maybe he got injured in the first one. He got a hip flexor or whatever.
It was like the first 2. But Taylor Heineke is the best. Like he's better than all of them fools. I say Taylor Heineke is better than Sam Darnold and Teddy Bridgewater. Put my money on it right now. Gosh, man, that's how bad the Carolina Panthers are. The number is 252-228-5098.
Yo, what's good? C3 is Justin JD54. Hey, I gotta push back against any blame for the defense. Like I said in the chat, it's a team game. It's a team sport, and when 1/3 of your team isn't pulling its weight, it makes it more difficult for the other guys, special teams included. The defense did its damn job, but you're asking the defense to play a perfect game. For defense to win you a game, for some turnovers, score on defense, things of that nature, but those aren't commonalities. Those aren't things that happen regularly. This defense took a step forward from last year. At the beginning of the season, I thought the defense was going to be elite. They're not elite, but they are good. They have been good. They've been consistently good. The offense, on the other hand, has been a no-show far too often. The offense is not helping the defense out at all. Even when the defense gives them opportunities, gets a 3-and-out, or gets the opposing offense off the field, our offense goes out there 3-and-out, and the defense right back on the field. You can't defense with a competent, just a competent offense, and we have more wins than we currently have. Offensively, this game is on. I said this in the chat also. Offensively, this game is on Sam. He's not that dude. I have been holding out hope that Sam could develop into that guy. He is not that dude. The O-line wasn't absolute trash, but they weren't world beaters. They weren't even. They didn't get no passing grade either. Still shit. That goes on to Brady, which I've been saying for weeks. And Rule got to take the heat because he was the one that brought them in. Like, you moved on from a quarterback that showed you over his 9-year career that he's capable of doing more with less. You moved on from him for a quarterback that needs a team around him in order for him to succeed. And then you took a step back even further by bringing in a guy that has shown you for 3 years he wasn't that dude with the Jets. That's on Rule. The same way them decided to move on from Cam is on Rule, is on Brady. It's on, you can say Tepper made the decision, but if they really wanted Cam as their QB, they would have fucking fought for him to stay. This shit, the only good coach on that staff is Snow. And there's only so much a defense can do when your offense isn't doing its damn job. You're essentially asking the defense to be everything.
I think what I'm starting to think about Joe Brady and even Matt Rule to a certain degree, but more Joe Brady, is not whether or not they're good or bad or great or poor, like these descriptions about them. And I'm going to give them a different description. And that is, I think it's a inexperience. That is, and maybe wisdom for Joe Brady. I'm starting to wonder if Joe Brady, I think that the people who think he's so smart and awesome want to break every game down to just like, what play could you have called in that exact moment that is better? And maybe that's not where the strength of coaching always comes in, or the only strength is like being a manager. Like, he's the manager of the offense. And as an offensive coordinator, he should be managing the offense and the practices throughout the week, the attitudes, and it might be some of those areas that it's just like, it's not that he's destined to be bad or whatever, that he can't be great. But right now, I think we're starting to see a little bit of the inexperience of Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator, rather than he should have just made a better. And I'm not even trying to knock him. It's not like if that he could probably say this, well, you be the fucking offensive coordinator. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm inexperienced as well. And so I think that's where it goes to. CK, do you really, I don't feel confident enough about breaking down every play. Like we should have passed it or done something different in that exact moment. There has to be some greater or some sort of underlying thread than just being a play caller.
Right. I mean, I think there's always
a good coach.
Yeah, there's always, I guess, different aspects to it all. I think, there's not one thing. That's why, I think we just simplify it. We do want to try to narrow it down to one reason that we lost today, right? There was, and we heard it a lot with Ron Rivera. There's one or two plays.
Reason. But this one was every reason.
It was a failure across the board. But I will say this much again, at least we're not the Bears right now. We could be later on, but I just watched the Bears. Like they were 3rd and 17. The only thing this offensive line needed to do was it was only rushing 4 people. The offensive line, literally 2 people, the right tackle and the right guard, literally just fell flat on their faces. Didn't even touch the defender. Literally was going for and the guy just did a stunt and they both just went flat on the ground and like just went straight for a sack. It was just unbelievably bad. I am so worried about the game against Tampa Bay at the end of the year and how embarrassing that may look. I'm almost wondering if the team's just going to forfeit by that point.
I want the listeners. There's a bunch of people still listening. Thank you for your support, Panther Nation. Get on the counts. We're hanging out here. We got the Tuesday night show every Tuesday, 9 p.m. live. You can call in at 252-228-5098 for that show as well. Longest running Panthers podcast out there. That means this is every Tuesday night. We just get up there and chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. I want people to kind of think about this is for Tuesday show. Call in on Tuesday. Like save this for that night of discussion. What game of Ron Rivera's career made you question him as a coach? Like maybe today Rule did. And I wonder if Ron Rivera even had a game that was this bad. It's like, that's going to be a tough thing. I'm going to try to think about this over the next couple of days. It's like, this is like a bad day, bro. Like if you had the worst day that you could have as a worst day, this is like one of the top 5 that you would have in your life.
It's just such a collective failure. Like that's the thing it's so like problematic. And I'll be honest, I don't know that I saw anything that Matt Rule in particular did different that like he should have done like I think the play calling that fell on I think the play calling fell on Joe Brady, right? I mean, as far as the offense is concerned, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Matt Rule, like he wasn't burning timeouts that were unnecessary. He wasn't out there.
He was like may as well not have even been there, I guess. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, what if that's the case? Is like if the head coach didn't have a problem, like what happened today, Cody? And when I say Cody, people that don't know, CK's name is Cody.
Yeah, my name is Cody as well. That's why I go by CK when Cody's on the podcast. You know what?
I mean, it was, and I don't really need you to give me a answer of what happened wrong today, but that's what the point with Matt Rule is. It was like, so it's imagine getting like you were like, I don't know. I'm trying to give an analogy of what we could go do and just have the worst possible day. And it's like you stepped in bubble gum, you you were wearing a white shirt and you ate a meatball and it spilled on your whatever.
Right.
Like it was just and then I almost feel like Matt Rule had the worst day and was barely even in the picture.
Right.
Like he might as well have been in the background. Like he was eating meatballs in the bathroom and nobody even saw him. And Joe Brady was up there tripping over. It is the worst collective day. I can't remember one.
I mean, it's
tough. It makes me wonder: can they be prepared? Can they be better? Are they just goofballs?
You know what this almost did for me? It was almost a relief. Like I'm like, all right, so it ripped the Band-Aid off for me, and I'm like, all right, well, my expectations for this team has now gone back to where it was, and that is at the very bottom after 3 wins that kind of gave us some false expectations. I think my expectations for this team are back to exactly where it was. So yeah, it's definitely it's opened me up to the idea that we're not good, more so than the past 3 weeks have. Because at least the past 3 weeks we were competitive in some way. Like we were within eight points or within one score of every single time. Like
And
we
it's
went
gotten
to overtime.
worse each week.
Yeah, it's gotten worse. That's the thing that's frustrating for me is like our opponents have gotten worse, right? You know, we lost to Cowboys, and then after that we lost to the Eagles, and then like the Cowboys were a really good team. Then we lost
you
to
see
the
this
Eagles,
is there
who were
on a road, the first road game or whatever the year, or like it's a road game against a good team, against a very good team, like a top 5 team in the NFL. It makes sense.
100%.
And you were still kind of in it. You didn't look like you were just completely out of your league. I mean, yeah, you got beat, and it's one you can take. And then on a good team, like later in the season, you would say that loss made us better. But then the Eagles game really hurt, man. And I think the Eagles game really was a beat up that revealed our kind of weaknesses at the core, right?
Yeah.
Like they body blowed us. I want to put this comment up here. And then anyway, it's just gotten worse since. And we look, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. We'll break that down. As somebody put this up hold on, where is it? This. Get ready for some breaking news. And we're going to keep plowing through. We got some more calls to go to, but I want to put this out here. What do you think this refers to?
It's referring to the fact
everybody
that we're
knows
be
what it refers to.
Yeah, I mean it's the Deshaun Watson. It's the possibility of maybe letting go of a offensive coordinator like Joe Brady. This
I think it is more about Watson. Like that's what I think.
Right.
If I was him, and if I was guessing what this comment meant, and I want to say this is that imagine if the Carolina Panthers traded for Watson right now. Say that happened. I have a weird opinion about it, and I think it's a signal of panic.
Oh, it's absolutely a signal of panic. I think it's I think it's just what it reminds me of. It would remind me of somebody who I'll use Dogecoin for instance, right? Somebody who had invested early on in Dogecoin, like they went up and then they didn't sell when it hit its height and it started to just crash again, and they sold at a point when it had just fallen so low, but they were still making somewhat of a profit. And then the moment they sold, the price went right back up. And then the moment that the price went back up, they bought in because they thought it was going to continue to go in. And then they sold it again because it started to decline. And they were just in this perpetual sense of decline because they were constantly buying and selling, right? And that's what it feels like, for this team right now. It feels like we're constantly buying something while it's at its highest and then selling it at its lowest. Like we let go of Cam at his lowest, got nothing for him whatsoever, as opposed to letting him play out that last on a pretty reasonable contract. And we decided to sign Teddy Bridgewater, give him a really good deal that he had, coming off of a season the year before, maybe 2 years before, where he'd been 5-0 for the Saints. Not impressive 5-0, by the way. But we decided to give him a great contract anyway, and now we cut our losses with him. But we also lost a lot of money on the cap because of that, because we still owed him money for this year. And then we decided to trade a second round pick.
Take, bro.
We decided
is a great take.
Yeah, we decided to take a second round pick give away a second round pick for Sam Darnold, pick up his 5th year option. And now, what is this going to entail? Is he going to actually work out? If we end up trading a first round pick and defensive players for Deshaun Watson, now all of a sudden I just get a feeling like we're going to do that, and then we're constantly chasing our tail. Deshaun Watson gets removed from the league because of whatever he's going through. There's so many things that are a part of this that I'm afraid to make too many moves, because I just feel like we're going to constantly be buying high and selling low.
That is one of the best angles I've heard on this show ever. I'm sorry, like straight up, that is a great synopsis of how it feels if you were market trading what has happened for the Carolina Panthers for the last. It's really been the last 2 years. I feel like right. That's where you could just mark this dip. It's almost like the Great Panther Recession.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not
I mean,
wrong.
when you
Ed.
put it that way, is you're right. We are buying high, selling low at all points. Anyway, man, good gosh. Now I feel like you know what you just did? You caused everybody to get in their cars and make a run on their Panther accounts at the banks. The next bank run. It's a bank run. Here it comes.
Yeah.
It's Justin again. I'm trying not to be reactionary and just say, oh, we need to fire so and so. We need to. The best course of action
is what?
To stay. We have to stick with Sam until a better option.
We gotta stick
in my
with
understanding,
Sam.
now
The
would be a
best.
damn good time for Tepper to swallow his damn pride and call Cam up and see if he'd be willing to come back to the team.
Whoa.
That ain't happening. We know that.
What did that mean? He said, we gotta stick. Did he say we have to stick with Sam?
Yeah. We got to stick with Sam.
And
Is what I
then
thought he said.
Call Cam. What does that mean?
I mean, maybe he's talking about trying to get Cam in and maybe have Sam as a backup.
You can't say we stick with Sam and then call Cam. Is that is that like a bumper sticker? Stick with
know, man.
Sam, call Cam.
Let's say that we're even a realm of possible, or that Tepper would even swallow his pride. I don't think Cam would. I just don't see it. It's similar to Steve Smith, right? Steve Smith was salty about the fact that he was cut.
Wouldn't it be awesome if Cam came back and was like, "I'll save this ass team"?
That would be hysterical.
And then just ran 1,200 yards or some shit like this. But and was like, "Oh well, we could have been doing this the whole time."
Right,
with Cam. God,
I mean, listen,
I tell you this is Cam made us or allowed us to not have these depression moments here with this type of offensive line.
Even in a bad game, like in the bad seasons, we still were excited to watch Cam play the game.
You think we would have only scored 3 points in New York if Cam played 4 quarters?
No. I mean, like I said,
I've been alone, man. He would just run.
I mean, I don't think Cam is done. A lot of people say Cam is done. I think Cam still has a lot in him. I did say last year that I was watching those games and it did feel like Cam wasn't the same Cam of old. I don't think he's ever going to come back to the Carolina Panthers, but I do think that he has a place on a roster, and I think he could have a similar resurgence, similar to what Vic had in Philadelphia when he came back from his stint out of the game for a little while. So, I think it's worth him having a job. I just don't see it ever possibly happening for the Carolina Panthers.
I feel like Cam Newton's name has it's like some sort of controversy for Panther fans,
right?
Like you have to be in the you're almost, it's like Catholic versus Protestant,
right?
Like we both believe in Christianity, which I guess would be the Panthers in this analogy. But it's like, do you believe that Jesus is? I don't know. It's like, is he the Son of God or not the Son of God? But my point being is like there are people, and I always say that. I say my point being all the time. It's like the name we shouldn't say.
Right.
Cam Newton is the name we shouldn't say on this show. Gosh. But I tell you this, is that my man would not have allowed this game to look that reprehensible if he was running around back there doing this thing.
Right. Hey, listen, I'll tell you this much. Like, I would much rather be where Bat Daddy's at right now, at a wine tasting with his wife for an anniversary, than having watched this game. I'll tell you that much.
Amen to that. All right, let's go to the next call. He's drinking the blood.
Hey, this is AU again. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game because I live in northern Alabama, and it was out of my zone. But, listening to the broadcast on Sirius is ugly. I do see where you guys are all coming from. A little bit too emotional, I think. I think we calm down and get our heads on straight. But score 3 points. That has to be on the offense. Defense did screw up, don't get me wrong, but the offensive scheme is not working. 3 points. 3 points. I don't understand this. Coaching staff definitely the number one blame on this. Sam Darnold, of course, screwed up again. You weren't lying, Cody. He missed DJ Moore in that play, but that happens to every great quarterback. And he's not a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback. It happens to every quarterback. But we just got to drink more and just see what happens next week and next month and next year. Keep pounding, guys.
Man,
I know it sucks, but keep pounding.
We appreciate your support. The number is 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the show. Thank you for all your support in the chat room as well. Let's keep going with these calls.
Yo, what's up, guys? KB here. All right, y'all, I got to tell you what, man. Panther fans today are really disappointing me. Not the team. It's the fans that disappointed me more than the actual team itself. And that was an ugly loss. That was an ugly performance today, and it was inexcusable. But Panther fans calling for Matt Rule's head, calling for him to be fired, you're a fucking joke, dude. Like, for every person out there calling for Matt Rule to be fired, you have no patience and you have no longevity in the trust of the organization that has time and time again done things right. We've done things right in the draft. We've done things right with salary cap this year. All right. People tend to forget that, we're only in year 2 of Matt Rule, year 2. Okay. We're in year 2, not even completed a full second year yet. Okay. 1 year of Scott Fitterer. And we are still trying to unfuck Marty Herney's decade worth of terrible contracts and dead money. We finally are going to get through that by the end of this year. We have a ton of salary cap next year. Most head coaches, when they get hired to a team typically already has some good salary cap. All right. Matt Rule didn't have that. He didn't have salary cap. He had to make the best decisions that he could for the longevity of this team. And he went after the defense his first year. And in his second year, we are top 5, arguably one of the top 3 best defenses. Now, it doesn't help that our offense absolutely sucks and we turn the ball over. And so the defense is put in really bad situations where they got to defend a short field or whatever. I get that. I understand that. But this is a top 5 defense, arguably top 3. Okay. And you cannot bash Matt Rule and not give him any credit for what he's done to that defense and the people he's drafted. Like, that is horseshit, dude. Like, people are just overreacting. They're just overreacting for clout and for likes on Twitter, dude. And I don't even know if I follow all you guys on Twitter, but I haven't even looked. So my apologies if Cody or any of you guys have called for Matt Rule to be fired. I'm sorry. That's just stupid, man. I think it's idiotic. I think it's stupid. It's immature. It means that you just want to win now and you don't care about the longevity. You don't understand the long process it takes to rebuild a team. We're the second youngest team. All right. We're going to have a bunch of.
All right, I'm going to stop the call there because he's got another call. That's another kind of longer one. Thank you for the call and thank you for the support. I think that last point resonated with me a lot, and that is winning this game and losing this game the most important part of Matt Rule, Joe Brady, Sam Darnold's career? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we should. How do we look at this holistically? Because this is a bad moment, but if we don't want to be prisoners of the moment or be this only moment be the one that, like, imagine if you caught a touchdown and it made you like the best player ever, but you never did it again. So you had a good, like, if we had a really good day, would that just coronate these guys? No, it wouldn't. So this bad day shouldn't damn them at the same time entirely. But we're trying to learn and we're trying to move forward holistically. I don't think losing to the Giants means that we can't win in the future at all in like the next 3 years. And I don't even know if it means we signaling rebuild. I don't know if that's the right word either. I mean, I thought we were already in a rebuild. I thought we were building. So I don't know. I don't know how we don't overreact. Like, how do we separate ourselves, CK, from the moment of losing the worst game? Like the worst, where you got beat up in front of your girlfriend, How do you separate that from the holistic step of knowing we just incrementally going to get better? Because nothing felt like it got better today. Everything felt like it was a setback.
It hasn't felt like it's gotten better in a while. Like, I just feel like everything has gone backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. I mean, you can say that we slipped up with the Dallas Cowboys. They kind of returned and did better against the Eagles, and then did okay against the Vikings, and did okay again today. But this offense has continued to regress, and I don't know how you can look at. I mean, here that's a common thing. Is a lot of people say Chase Blackburn. I don't know what else that he could have done. Like, I mean, there is nothing. I mean, he punted, and we had our second string punter out there that they had to elevate from the practice squad because we had to put Joseph Charlton on IR. That was our biggest mishap on special teams. Everything else was,
yeah. I mean, if you wanted to fire him, we should have fired him 3 weeks ago
when they had when they had the block punt, and when we lost because of a block punt.
I think he's I think there's gonna be somebody who is sacrificed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's gonna be
and
like
it could be Blackburn. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's like if you're low on the totem pole, it's just easier to go.
It's like Benet after that Atlanta game. It's like Ron Rivera after the Redskins game. I mean, it's one, or even like Ron Rivera taking over play calling from Eric Washington after one of their really bad losses on the defense back in 2018 or something like that. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity that this team had that they squandered, and I think that it is absolutely going to be. I think unfortunately it's going to boil down to Sam Darnold, because if this is true, I mean, I don't know if I didn't see any tweet yet.
Sacrifice. You almost wonder if he becomes the sacrifice. What do you think he'll start? And don't answer it right now. We'll go to the next call, but you guys be thinking about this. Will Sam Darnold start next week?
I mean, that's what they're saying, but I mean, I guess it depends upon a lot of different factors. I think that he does. I hate to say it, and I know people might be upset with it. He is still better than PJ Walker. Like, PJ Walker isn't. I
don't. How can you say that so confidently?
I mean, did you see how many times he threw that?
Did
you see how many times he threw the ball into other people's arms today, and he only had 2 drives to do that?
He just walked right in the door. Like, I mean, like, give him a week to prepare.
But even
Sam Darnold get all the reps, he gets everything.
But
it's not like PJ got the tough circumstances. I'm not saying that he is better, but like,
we have seen
just
PJ
judge him on walking up in there all nervous.
Let's compare it to what he did in
Detroit. Almost be like, you made the Zamboni driver be the goalie.
Right, but at the same time, you got to keep in mind that he was not good in preseason against third stringers or second stringers, right? He wasn't fantastic. He wasn't, even in the Detroit game, we wanted to give him a pass because we won against Detroit during, obviously a really bad time in their franchise history. And he threw multiple red zone interceptions, regardless of communication or not. Those are things that fall on his shoulders as well. Even though I know we all defended him at that point in time. I mean, he came in today. He should have had 3 different picks, in that one drive when he threw right into Giants' hands multiple times. He got lucky that they dropped the ball. When there were open receivers, he threw them about 5 yards short, which you wouldn't expect from PJ Walker, but he did. He threw it into the ground when Robbie Anderson with the game on the line on the 4th down. Like, I mean, he wasn't. I know you can say like, he just came in and all this stuff, but I mean, it is reality. It's not the first time that he's been in there and he's been bad.
What I do, 888 Dr. Pepper.
Oh man.
I mean, tell man, like, I mean, a little bit harsh. Man, like, what when I say it was such moronic right there, I don't know. Call in 888. What was his name? Dr. Pepper.
Doctor.
I'm gonna tell you this: is call in and maybe you should hit that diet Dr. Pepper up. No, I don't know. Okay, I don't even care, man. You a moron too. And yes, I am a moron.
Hey, this is KB. This is my part 2. Got cut off. No, but all the people saying that he needs to be fired in the middle of the season, man, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The man was built here to rebuild, all right? And now, because we're struggling, all of a sudden off with his head. Like, let's forget the defense he built. Let's forget the great value he's brought in as far as trade downs, in the draft. I mean, you can attribute that to Scott Fitterer, but that was
we saw also Camp Confidential. I mean, Matt Rule's in on the decision-making process for the draft. Like, Matt Rule has done a pretty good job considering where this team was just a couple years ago with all the old guys that we had, with injured guys, with bad contracts. And he's worked his butt off to get this team into the position we are now to make a move in the future. Okay. And everybody's saying off of his head, it's just being impatient and it's childish. Like, we just cannot forget how good this defense is and all the potential that we have going forward. He needs a year 3. He needs a year 3. If you get now, and I've always said it from the beginning, like any coach should be given more. Any organization that fires a coach after 1 year is stupid. I mean, that's ridiculous. 2 years I can understand, but we're not even. It's not like we have, Peyton Manning back there. It's not like we have a franchise quarterback back there, and we're just sucking ass, or and a bunch of playmakers everywhere. Like, that's not the case. Like, there's some obvious holes. But considering the draft picks and the dead salary cap we've had to deal with, all right, the average age of a lot of our players, we were very old a couple of years ago. Now we're one of the youngest. Now we're out of salary cap hell. Now we have a top 5 defense. Like, bro, we got to give this a little bit more time. We got to support our team and chill out. You can fire Brady if you want. I don't give a shit about the OC. But Matt Rule made a great decision bringing Phil Snow in, right? So let's give him some credit there. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Can't wait to watch you kind of.
All right, man. Well, yeah, I think Brady not Brady. I think Rule gets a year 3 no matter what. Or I would expect him to. If he doesn't, then we have something really to talk about. The Brady thing, I guess, is like, is Brady on the way up or is he on the way down? And it's so interesting. And this is why, when we were talking about Joe Brady interviewing for these head coaching jobs and these OC jobs, and people are like, you're not ready for that. You should just stay here. You should and get good. That also assumes that you're going to become good.
Right.
And that's why I kind of respect what Robbie did. Robbie Anderson this year is like, he's like, man, I had 1,000-yard year. I had my best season. Like, I'm trying to negotiate on those numbers, not potential numbers of what I could do in the future. And so if Joe Brady would have gotten a head coaching job, he would have automatically made so much more money than he is, for the next 3 years. But right now is like, the question is he going to have a job next year?
I mean,
his stock is down, bro. It's kind of like, like whatever crypto you can watch. What crypto are we talking about right now? Because it's going to be down in 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's just constantly up and down. Yeah. I mean, it's, listen, I don't, again, I agree. I think the sentiment on Matt Rule, he's fine. I think Joe Brady is, I don't see him surviving this year.
Do you think he will be a head coach? Like,
no.
After today's game, does that help him become the Raiders head coach? Does that help him become the LSU head coach?
No, I don't think it. I mean, it might help him from the college perspective because I think that a lot of this simplicity,
more attainable.
Right. I think that's now, as far as he's going to be the head coach of LSU, I don't think that's going to be on the horizon for him. I don't see enough out of Joe Brady to be another offensive coordinator with any NFL team.
Right.
And I don't know
he
that
needs to go be a quarterback's coach or something.
Yeah, I don't think that I've seen enough from him. I don't think colleges have seen enough from him to say that he's going to be able to come back and be a head coach of any squad. Like, I think that would be a huge mistake because he already feels over his head as an offensive coordinator in the booth. Like, he's not even down there on the field. Like, he's in the booth and he's already overwhelmed, right? And that's what at least you feel like, because it doesn't feel like he's very creative. He doesn't seem like he reacts well to what defenses are scheming up. I would, like I said, I am absolutely starving for Tim Jenkins to break down Joe Brady and this offense and see exactly what is the issue, because I think that'll be super enlightening. Obviously, there's going to be failures across the board, but I think the offensive coordinator's job is to to create a game plan that your team can be successful with. And I don't think he's done a very good job at that.
Next call.
What's up, guys? This is Punch, aka Walt G, man. I was just wondering, do you guys think we're going to lose a bunch of players like, Burns, D. Jackson, Jeremy Chin, any guys whose contracts are even close to being up just because of the bad coaching and everything? Because even Tepper said that his coaching staff is not going to be a revolving door of coaches. He said that at the beginning of the season.
Exactly.
Or what the fuck are we going to do?
Well, I think it does. We're starting the NFL trade deadline is November 2nd. We know we have a GM that has tried to, at least at the very minimum, portray, or it looks like he is an active agent, where it's like these are opportunities for us to make some money or some cash or advancements or whatever the right analogy would be. So I do think that after today, we are more and more walking into the seller's market. So is who that player is and what they are is that I think you would start to just look at who are in their final contract years, and then also who is a good player that also has the tease of a 5th-year option. Right. So is that I think today walks us more into the territory of being sellers than buyers. What after today's game suggests that we should be trying to trade future assets for something like, to me, like now we're sellers, man.
Right.
And
I mean,
maybe this helped us make our decision sooner than later. I mean, there's only 10 days away. Like, we had 2 games to prove whether we should be into this season or not. And winning today would have said, well, we need to figure out what we're going to do next week.
Yeah.
Well, losing today makes the next week a lot less important.
No, you're right. I mean, it's absolutely, like I said earlier, it gives me a almost a sense of relief, because now my expectations are back to where, like, that if we lose more games, it's embarrassing, but at the end of the day, it's the Panthers, right? I mean, I hate to be that. I'm not happy that we're losing, right? I would much rather be a winning team, but I would much rather have this expectation than, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, and end up a 50-50 team at the end of the year with, middle of the pack draft pick at the same time, and still not being a contender. Like, I would much rather know what my team is and not go into every game with this false expectation of what they are.
Next call.
This is Tyrone Bates. I wanted to let y'all know what really grind my motherfucking gears. And let's go. Because I can't take no more, man. I can't take it. I can't take it. I would love to let y'all know how I feel on this podcast. CP3, let's go.
Man, we appreciate your support. This game does grind our gears as well. Let's keep going through with these calls.
Hey, this is Steve. I'm embarrassed to be a Panther fan. I've never seen anything like this. They are not a second half team. I mean, they wasn't that any half team today.
First half team either.
Collapsed in the second half. I say they just forfeited at halftime and let my old high school, North Mecklenburg, come in and finish the game.
All right, we're going to let a high school team finish our game. Next call.
Yo, what's good, C3? It's JD. This is my 4th call, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I had to take in.
We're going to charge you extra on the couch, huh?
Try to think through what I just saw. And after I had previously called in and ranted and everything, I honestly believe that Rule as a head coach is not the issue. I'm thinking, regardless of how this season goes, next year will be his time. Like, if we're losing again, then he needs to roll on up out of here. But I don't think that there's a better option as far as play calling on the coaching staff as of right now. So to say in the same breath that we stuck with Sam, we're pretty much stuck with Brady. Though I would say I would like to see them make a change in some way, shape, or form. If they demote Brady, I'd be cool with that. But during the offseason, he needs to not be the OC moving forward in the third year of Rule's tenure with the Panthers. Like I said, we're pretty much the smart move, in my opinion, would be to stick with Sam, even though we all know what he is, or have a strong feeling as to what he is. Smart organizations, even when they're in a situation that they're like the one that we're in, build a team up and then go get a QB. I say that, and I wouldn't be against bringing Cam back either. I said that in one of my previous calls.
Sorry, we got to stop the call because we already went in the Cam dipping toe. Oh, gosh. You can't demote Joe Brady, though. Can you? I mean, like, demote him. Like,
I mean, what do we put him to? Do we put him to passing coordinator?
That is, yes. That is what we're doing. We just solved it. You just solved it.
We solved the issue.
Joe Brady is now demoted to the Panthers passing coordinator, which, by the way, also sucks. Next call.
Giants fan here, and my only thing with this game is the first drive of the game, you guys were running the ball effectively. You had 30 yards on the ground in the first drive, and then I think Joe Brady get away from it for the rest of the game.
Dude, we didn't run the ball at all.
Sam Darnold killed, and I just don't understand why you guys would go away from it after
you and me both, buddy.
At first.
All right. So thank you. First of all, that's awesome, and call from the opposing fan base, and you know what? Congratulations to you guys. The egg is on our face. We got to eat our crow. But Matt Rule came out after last week, CK, and said, we have to find a new offensive identity. We have to do this. We have to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. And then today, they didn't even run the ball.
No, they didn't. I mean, and that's
what does that mean about him or whatever? Like, what were those words empty?
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier, like in the year or in the week. Like, are those words intended to cause this team that we're facing to be more like focused on running, like us running the ball, and then all of a sudden, basically, is that are they trying to play?
Nah, we know you ain't gonna do that shit.
Right, and like, but the other part is to be fair to this offense, to the offense here. When we ran on the first drive, we did well. We did try to run on the second drive, and we lost like 5 yards every time. Like, it was not getting anywhere. Like, the Giants were able to sniff it out. They were able to, they were able to absolutely just destroy this offensive line. Like, I don't care what you think about Sam Darnold. This offensive line did not do anything remotely, I guess, something. I wouldn't say that they did anything very good. They didn't pass block very well, and they sure as hell didn't run block very well. It's been, like I said, it's a collective failure. This doesn't fall on one person's head. But yeah, I do think that there was a clear at the very beginning.
Didn't run the ball though, and
at the very beginning we
didn't really try to either. Is that the game was 5-3 at halftime, and I felt like every time we would get the ball, we felt so press, and I don't even know if running it 2 or 3 times more would have helped. Who gives a shit? Like, that wouldn't have worked either. But after a week of them telling us that they didn't run the ball enough, they didn't want to pass it 40 times in a game where we scored 3. How many passing attempts did we have? I want to find out this out. Is there been a game? What was the last game where there were more passing attempts by a quarterback that finished the game with 3 points?
I mean, I'm sure somebody can find that stat. I sure as hell
I am hunting this down over the next week. Think about that. Think about how many times we passed the ball and how few points we scored today. Insanity. Right. I think this is the last call.
Yeah, this is just a Giants fan putting in here, man. I can't believe y'all lost Daniel Jones. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Actually, second one.
Go Cats, go. Yeah, you need to go right now, Litterbox, because the Giants are terrible, and you all lost. Peace out.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep, we did. Final call.
I think we freaking stink. Get rid of Sam Donald. Get rid of Joe Brady. Get rid of Matt Rule. We need some changes immediately, like now.
All right.
What do you say? What do you say? I do want. I'm just gonna say. I want the chat room to look into this. Is Sam Darnold had 25 passing attempts today. He was 16 for 25 with 111 yards. PJ Walker had was 3 for 14. Jeez. So that makes the Panthers collectively 19 for 39. We had 39 passing attempts and scored 3 points. Yuck. Tough day.
And that was on our opening drive, by the way. Just so you know, that was our first drive, by the way, that we won. Like we scored points. Like as this.
I lied, TK. Somebody else called in. We're just gonna host it right now. We're just gonna deal with all the filth. Not the filth, the pain. Here it comes. Last one.
Hey guys, it's Dylan from the Mile High Cats out of Denver, Colorado. Go Cats. Last week I called, I was pretty hammered. Probably said some things that didn't make a lot of sense. I apologize. And let's be honest, this week, not much has changed. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet before I say something stupid. This week, man, Joe Brady, it looks like he has made some very, very insufficient calls today. And, you know, the whole offense as a whole just sucked ass. Defense is not looking as sharp as it has been. I saw some crazy stats about how they've just taking a big, nasty, steamy shit on this team within the last 3 weeks. So all around as a team, the Carolina Panthers are not looking great. We got to figure something out. I feel like that scene in Space Jam where all these NBA players go to that psychic, and, you know, she's rubbing the ball and she's you know, hyping them up, trying to get their mojo back. I feel like we lost our mojo, guys. We need to figure something out. And Sam, he's either overthrown, and PJ, I was really excited to see him coming in there, but you know, he's underthrowing the ball. Maybe it's time to call up that other cat. What's his name? James Morgan from FIU. Maybe a little happy medium will do for us. I don't know. It's a thought. But I'm gonna keep pounding regardless. 4 losses in a row. I don't give a fuck. Still a Panthers fan. We're gonna figure something out. It may be in 2030, but we're gonna figure something out.
I think we had this is I think we had 200 basically a 200 total yards of offense. We were 2 for 15 on third down, 2 for 4 on fourth down. I don't know. Like I'm kind of interested in how historically bad this performance is by a team. Not even just by the Panthers at this point. I'm starting to wonder is how many teams have had a game that is this awful and against a team who didn't play well. Think about this, is that the time of possession, they held the ball only for not only, but for 6 or 7 more minutes than us. It almost feels like this game, like, how can we be this bad against a team that was oppositely bad?
Right.
Like, you would think the other team was awesome.
Like that's what makes it so much harder to kind of to swallow this pill, because, you know, when you look forward, like, we haven't even faced anybody other than the Dallas Cowboys. We haven't faced anybody that is nearly like on the back end of our schedule.
When you put it that way, that is.
Like, you just, I mean, I don't know if you looked recently at what the last 7 games of our schedule looks like.
Oh no, well, I don't have to look recently. I remember it from a long time ago. It's Murderer's Row. The back end is Murderer's Row. We got the Cardinals, we got the Bucks twice, we got the Bills. The easiest game after New England is the Washington football team, and to be honest, I think we're a get right game for Washington's defensive front.
Right.
Imagine Washington's defense has not played great this year.
Mm-mm.
And you thought they were going to be
they're
awesome.
32nd in the NFL, actually.
Yeah.
At least in fantasy.
Well, it's a guess what they won't be after they play the Panthers. 32nd. They might be like 17th after that game.
Right.
God, they're just going to wreck us. Anyway, all right. That's it. That's all the calls. We'll have plenty to talk about on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. We got a lot that I'm sure that we're going to unpack, digest. And I have a feeling that after on Tuesday, I always ask, now that we're more than 24 hours removed, how are we feeling about this? I'm thinking this is going to be one of the times where I don't feel much better on Tuesday.
Right.
Unless these Watson talks coming in, and I still will be wary, even if we imagine if we got Deshaun Watson, he was like suspended for next year. Oh my God, I can't handle this shit. Anyway, 252-228-5098. You can be a part of the C3 Panthers podcast, the longest running Panthers podcast. Every Tuesday night, we do the flagship show, 9 p.m. live. You can be here. We got Wednesday, Big Check, Debate My Take, Madden Simulations, Friday Free for All. CK, do you want to give a dab on them pick, a player of the game pick? Cody refused to earlier.
I don't know.
I got one.
I don't have a, like, as a collective whole, I think our entire squad just shit the bed, and I don't think that there's anybody. Like I said, I thought that Brian Burns did well for the most part, but I still think even in key moments, he just over pursues and he allows the opposing quarterback to just run for 15 yards afterwards. So I don't know.
My dab on him pick is Daniel Jones. That catch, bro. Oh wait, he don't play on our own team. He don't play on our own team, but damn, that catch was fire. I felt like this as soon as he made that catch. I said, "Oh fuck!" Now he's gonna go and ball out on quarterback on us. It's over. Ugh. All right. Towel on the head.
I'll give a towel on the head for sure.
Or the what do we call it? The pouty towel. We gotta come
towel
up
of shame.
Towel of shame. Thank you.
It's going to Joe Brady for me.
I agree. I ain't got a problem with that. I'm gonna give it to Brady Christensen. Is everybody like we thought? Like, I know, like we make a bunch of excuses, but it turns out you probably ain't gonna be any good at left tackle, huh, man? And it ain't the length of your arms. That's what I'm gonna. Actually, no. My towel goes to Joe Brady and the arm police. Not Joe Brady. Matt Rule and the arm police. The people that say you have to have the long arms or whatever. It turns out that long arms do help you, but if you suck, like imagine Brady Christensen with really long arms. Guess what he would still do? Suck.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, not a good day for him at left tackle. Not a good day for Carolina.
Not a good day for the majority of our offensive line. Taylor Moton even had some issues,
Yeah, they were getting mad too. Taylor Moton was getting mad. They're mad. They're upset. Find some fight, folks. All right. That's it, bro. That is it. We'll be here Tuesday night. CK, how can they follow you on the interwebs in the meantime?
You can find me pretty much anywhere on social media, TikTok, YouTube, all that. CodeDizzle_Allen for the most part. But that being said, we do the Madden simulation. That'll usually drop on Thursday nights. This week, I believe we have one Panthers Nation. Is that who we have, Tony?
I think that's what we're trying to carve out. I also want the fans too, to everybody to message Trey Boston and ask him to come guest on the show or do the Madden simulation. If all you in a nice way, don't be jerks about it. Be like, maybe we could get like a message train or something. And I don't know if that is against internet code, But I mean, look, as fans hanging out with fans, riding back from the game. Imagine riding back with the game from Trey Boston right now. Well, I mean, from the game with Trey Boston right now, it would be fun.
Yeah, no, listen, it's at least that would be the one thing, right? I don't know what the answer is anymore. Honestly, I just at this point
We're gonna do the train. We're gonna do the fan trains from now on. That's it. I'm like, we ain't gonna harass nobody. Like everybody, just be like, man, I can't wait to hang out with you on the C3 Panthers podcast next week. I hope you can, Trey Boston. If not, we still value your opinion. We'll see you then. I gotta go. I haven't seen my wife in 2 days. She came up in here. Anyway, let's go. How do you get excited? This might be the most depressing post game we ever did.
Yeah,
it really is. This might be the saddest one, like the most death blow. Yuck. Cody's gonna come up here and talk tank on Tuesday. See you later, folks.
Peace.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/fan and use code FAN. That's code FAN at prizepicks.com/fan.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.